All right, good morning, everybody. I'm happy to see everyone. I think a lot of people are assuming this training is 10. That's why so many people are not here. But let's just hope that they catch up with us. All right, once again, you're welcome. And just greet somebody close to you that you're welcome to Finance and Wealth Mastery. This is the fourth edition. And I decided to make it strictly on real estate. I decided to make it strictly on real estate. The previous editions we've been practically discussing several things, but I needed a specific set of people who have a common interest as regards a particular area. Either you're already into real estate or probably you have some level of interest in becoming or in venturing into real estate, either as an investor or probably as a business or probably as a realtor, whichever way, but you want to practically, you want to practically play in the real estate sector. Okay, before I start, I would just love to pray again. Father, in the name of Jesus, Father, thank you for yet a privilege to learn. But I pray that you transform our mindset and give us a result that is beyond our imagination. In the name of Jesus. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' name. All right, so before I even go into real estate, there are several things that I'm going to talk about. And that will help us lay a proper foundation as to why you need to do real estate and what are the areas you can venture into real estate that can transform you. And I would suggest that you get a writing material, or probably you jot on your phone, what have you, right? Because there's no way all the things I'm going to say today, there's no way you can put them on your head, right? So it's important that when you get home, you can ruminate on those things. You can always go back to them and expand your knowledge. So first thing first, it's important to understand that if you want to really get ahead in life, there are certain things you must take very seriously, regardless of what you do, regardless of the kind of business that you do. And number one thing is you must take knowledge very seriously. The Bible says wisdom is the principal thing. Wisdom is the basic thing. Wisdom is the number one thing. And what is knowledge? And what is wisdom rather? Wisdom is knowledge applied. When you gain knowledge, and the application of knowledge is what we call wisdom, right? And the Bible says, my people are destroyed for what? For lack of knowledge. Not my people are destroyed because the devil is powerful. And people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And what a lot of people don't understand is the fact that what you lose through ignorance is way more expensive than what you pay to gain knowledge. Whatever you lose, sometimes we do some of these events or training and we charge for it. And sometimes a lot of people think, oh, I don't have the money. Oh, is it really worth it? But people don't get to realize that ignorance is more expensive. Because at the end of the day, what you will lose, the opportunities that you can access, are actually more than what you will gain at the end of the day, or opportunities that you have access to when you have knowledge. Are we following? So knowledge is not, in fact, because this is not a class for knowledge, so I won't really go deep into it, but it's important that I needed to talk about it so that apart from what we are doing here today, this is just a basic, but of course you're going to learn so much, but then I'm just setting you on a path for you to know that whichever height you want to climb, you must be a knowledge addict person. You must be somebody who knowledge is a lifestyle. Like I tell people, I learn for a living. Learning is a superpower for me. Learning is by design, like it's a default setting, right? I learn through books, I learn through people, I learn through experiences, I learn through videos, I learn through everything, because your life will only reflect the things that you know and the things that you have learned over the years. Are we together? Even this real estate, and several other things. I am where I am today because of the things that I learned. And let me say this to you. If you want more doors to open for you, be a person of value. You don't need to pray for more doors to open. You don't need to pray for more doors to open. If you are somebody of value, doors opens itself. So it is not the intensity of your prayer that will determine how far you will go. As a matter of fact, a lot of you know people around you that have been praying. They even pray more than you. But the truth is, how far? I'm not saying prayer is not good. Prayer is not important. But all I'm saying is, as much as you are praying, also be developing your mind. Also be developing yourself. Also be going after knowledge. Because at the end of the day, that is what will stand you out. Because even the Bible says, it said the Holy Spirit will put you into remembrance the things that you have learned. So even though the Holy Spirit wants to help you, it will help you based on the content that you have. So you realize that even when God wants to help you, because of your mindset, the level of your mindset, the way you've... And don't forget, what food is to your body is what knowledge is to your mind. So if you cannot, if you just imagine you've been living since you were born and you were not eating, how do you think you'll be like? In fact, nobody can recognize you. That's the truth. Or probably you would have been dead by now. So the same way, you don't leave your mind like that. To make your mind function at the level in which it will function, you need to keep feeding your mind with knowledge. And guess what? The irony of everything is when you are hungry, your tummy will tell you why, right? But when you don't have knowledge, your mind will not tell you. At least if you have not eaten, your tummy will tell you that, okay, I have not eaten. No. But your mind cannot tell you. There's no way you will know. Because you can just be living your life. You just think, oh, you are living. Because your mind will not, there's no indication to say, oh, my mind, I'm hungry for knowledge. No, it's not there. But your tummy will always give you signs. And before you know it, you have entered the next restaurant. You have loaded yourself. So that's how people grow in life. Year after year, they live, they add age. They add age to their life. But they are not moving forward. Why? Because it is not the content of the food that you have in your stomach that will design your value system. It is the content of the knowledge that you have in your mind that defines you. So I would rather even say eat more knowledge, take in more knowledge more than you take in more food. Because if you do a statistic, you realize that some of you eat more than you learn. Some of you eat more than you learn. So you are just growing big, just growing fat. Right? So that is very important. And let me also say this. The reason why knowledge is key is because you must understand how God designed you. How God designed your brain. Our brain is an autonomous machine. And I will explain what that means. Your brain does not seek knowledge. Your brain only interprets what you learn and stores it and gives it back to you. So your brain is not the one that seeks knowledge. Your brain is just there. So whatever knowledge you give it, it takes it in, stores it, and use that knowledge to function, to help you function. For example, are you aware, how many of you here, you know how to ride a bicycle? Or let me reverse it. How many of you don't know how to ride it? You've not rode a bicycle all your life? How many of you here? Oh, every one of us. Okay. How many of you here, you know how to drive a car? Or you don't know how to drive a car? You've not driven a car before. How many of you? Okay, fine and well. Now, are you aware? Okay, let me assume, or let's use the bicycle illustration. I think that will help me portray the what I'm trying to say better. Now, let's assume this man. Sorry, sir, come. Let's assume this guy has not driven a bicycle before. How old are you, sir? Probably 25 or 30. Let's assume he's 30. Are you aware that if he has not ride or rode a bicycle before, the day he picks up a bicycle, are you aware he's going to fall? Regardless of his age. Now, let me also ask another question. Somebody who is 7 years old, who has, been using the bicycle always, are you aware that person can teach him?
Yes.
So what is the issue now? He has age. He is more senior to the guy that is 7 years. Sorry. But guess what? That guy can do something that he cannot do, regardless of his age. Now, I'm going somewhere. Now, what happens here is his brain, the neurons of his brain, doesn't have any file to register the fact that he understands how to ride a bicycle. There is no file there. It's empty because he has never done that action before. He doesn't even have an idea of how he runs. So if you give him a bicycle, he's going to fall. Certainly. Why? Because his brain does not understand what it means to ride a bicycle. Now, the moment at this age now, that guy that is 7 years can teach him because now let me tell you something. Anything you don't know how to do, you become a baby at that level. Forget your age. Humble yourself. So don't say, oh, if you come now and say, I'm with my age, I don't know how to drive. For where you will fall. You cannot boast based on that guy that is 7 years old. Now, the moment he starts learning, probably he goes to a field, he starts learning, or maybe even if he reads all the book. Are you aware if he reads all the book about riding a bicycle, he cannot still do it? He will still fall. Now, I'm going to show you something, that there are 3 levels of knowledge. But before I go there, let me finish this explanation. Now, the moment he starts riding that bicycle, right, he falls the first time. He picks up the bicycle again, falls the second time. Do you know what he's doing? His brain is trying to register that sequence of what it means to ride a bicycle successfully without falling. So if he continues like that over a long period of time, you realize that he is going to improve. Why? Because he has been able to register files in his brain that gives him the capability to do what? To ride a bicycle successfully. Are you seeing how it works now? Now, let me also ask another question. If, for instance, if you are actually moving a bicycle, you need both legs. If, for instance, one of his legs is no more, do you think he will still be able to ride? No, he can't. He will ride a bicycle. Do you know what his brain would do? His brain will modify that process and still give him the ability to ride that bicycle. Because your brain can modify an existing process to still give you that ability. You can ride a bicycle with one leg. The best that will happen when you get on it, it will roll and you use this one leg to push it. It will roll again. So because his brain has registered in that initial registration has been there, that he has the capacity to ride a bicycle, even when he loses one leg, his brain will modify that process and still give him that privilege. Are you seeing it now? Now, this is where it gets interesting. At that level now, he can ride a bicycle successfully. So what it means is true success It's not a function of the things you do from your physical realm. It's a function of the things that your brain has registered and is giving you the capacity to run on that path. So what it means is, if you really want to impact your life, work on the invisibles. Focus on the things that strengthens your mind. Focus on the things that strengthens your brain. It's the same country, we have people that have two legs. Thank you, sir. The same country, we have people that have two legs, two hands, their body parts are complete, and yet they can't boast of even 100,000 monthly. But we have some people, for example, one of my mentors, Mr. Ogochukwu Mongo, he had polio when he was 6 years old. And, most of his life, he has lived his life, he always needs aid. So now he needed to tell himself, if he's going to live a life that he will always need somebody to help him through life, that means he will always have somebody he needs to pay. So that was a major factor for him to say, even though I cannot work all by myself, I need to be wealthy because I need that money to be able to pay the people that are going to work with me. The same person who could not work is worth millions of dollars. So what's the difference? Somebody has two hands, two legs, but it's not even compared to the value that he has. So what he needed to do, he now said the only asset that he has now is his mind. He started studying. Today, Mr. Ogochukwu can sit you in a class for 5 days. Continuous lecture, 5 days. You won't live there. And it will transform you. Recently, I think he's doing a project in Abuja, and in less than a month plus that he has been in Abuja, they were just trying to set up. He said between that almost 1 to 2 months plus, they've done over 80 million from training. You don't understand. So, what are we saying here? You need to focus on developing your mind. Your mind is your greatest asset. Mr. Ogochukwu, again, you always quote him. He was the one that I heard this from. He said, one of the assets that has the capacity to create other assets is the knowledge asset. Knowledge is the only asset that has the capacity to create other assets. So you need to focus on developing your mind. It's critical. As a matter of fact, your money will match your mind, and your mind will match your money. You can never have the kind of money that is bigger than your mind. So whatever money you want to control, you must build your mind to that level. So it's critical. So this thing is not magic. It's an intentional, adventure. It's very, very intentional. So that's one part that I needed to. In fact, if that's the only thing we came to learn today, we can go. We can go, honestly. Because that's the foundation for every result that you want to see. That's the foundation. So I consciously buy books. I consciously, develop my mind. I consciously grow because I know that's where it starts from. All of the limitations are practically on the mental realm. So if you can sort that out, you will just see your life play out, right? So like I said, your brain is an autonomous machine. It doesn't seek knowledge. It only keeps whatever you teaches it. So meaning, there is no human being that is poor. We only have untrained, wealthy people. No human being is poor. God did not create any human being that is poor because God is not poor. So the reason why people are poor is because they are not truly poor. They are only untrained, wealthy people. So if you can train your mind to understand the science of wealth, your brain, your mind will reproduce that process and you start seeing the outcomes. So what it means is some of the reasons why a lot of us are struggling with wealth today is because a lot of us were raised in an environment, were raised in a family that suggests that wealth is almost not possible. So what you don't know is, or what you don't realize is, every human being born into this world is born blank. Your brain is blank. So the life you will start living is as a result of this first set of information that enters into your mind. Have you ever asked yourself, how do kids learn how to speak languages? Somebody will just be growing up. Before you know it, the guy has started speaking Edo or started speaking Yoruba. The question is, the guy is speaking Yoruba not because he's a Yoruba or he was born into a Yoruba family or probably his indigenous is Yoruba. No, it's because that is the language he was hearing. Because if that guy that is speaking Yoruba grew up in a place that is Hausa, are you aware that is Hausa the guy will be speaking? So it has nothing to do with who gave birth to you. It has everything to do with what you were hearing. The things your brain was accepting at that level. So that is what you exhibit over the years. So the same way, some of you, if you had the privilege of growing in a family where as you are, just that child playing with toys, the next thing you were hearing is $5 billion. The next thing you were hearing is, account manager. The next thing you were hearing, make a transfer of 50 trillion. The next thing you were hearing, you were just hearing things that suggest, that was letting your mind understand the fact that, there is money. Like, I can tell you for free. If I tell you that you'll be wealthy or you can be 5 billion naira, richer, it will not make any difference. Why? Because you grew up in that environment. So your mind, your brain has files that can support that kind of information. Are you seeing it now? Your brain is, because you grew up like that. So when you hear those information, your brain cannot reject it because there are files that agrees with it. But if I tell some of you now that in the next 5 years, you can have $5 billion, my brother, you cannot accept it. It's not possible. Why? Because there are no files that can agree with those information. Guess what? The reason is that probably when you were growing up, the only things you were hearing is, I beg, give me change.
Urgent 2K.
Urgent 2K. Ring road along. Those are the things you were hearing. New Bini, Wazuta Baojo. Those are the things you were hearing. So those things, without you know, see, let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. The life that you are living today, somebody designed you into this life. Whether you know it, and guess what? The permission to design into this life, nobody took that permission from you. So the reason why you are living the kind of life that you are living now is because of the environment you grew up from. And the things you adopted into your life, the things you learned, unknowingly to you, are actually the things that are creating the kind of result that you are seeing. So guess what? If you must change this result, you must delete those files and reprogram your system and your mind with a new set of files that has the capacity to agree that wealth is possible. So until that happens, there is no prayer, no anointing oil. That's why I don't understand the fact that people will go to church and the only thing you are looking for is breakthrough. You're just trying to break through. See, you cannot pray your way out of what you behaved your way into. Because the reason you are poor or you are broke is not because of lack of prayer. There was a design. Somebody crafted this life that you are living. Unknowingly to you. The things you learned that you never agreed or it was not based on your permission, but you learned it anyhow. But it's not your fault. And I tell people, you may not be able to choose your parents, the biological parents that gave birth to you, but you can choose the parents that can transform your life in the future. And that is what we call mentorship. That's why some of us, we had to tell ourselves that, see, if we continue like this, there is no future, financial future for us. Because I grew up from a terrible background. Not like my parents were bad. No. As I always say, there is nothing like generational curses. It's generational ignorance. When it has to do with finance, it's generational ignorance. So sometimes your parents did not know. Their grandparents passed it to them. From there, they pass it to the next generation, and they are passing it to you. Me, I will not collect. The one where you don't do, you don't reach. The damage that you have done is enough. Because I will not pass it to my next generation. No, it will end here. It will end here. I will not agree. So that's why we are doing a lot. Some of the training that I'm doing is to help as many. For example, now we are doing a training in Uniben on the 12th of April. It's a free conference. That conference alone, there's no way we'll not spend almost at least 800 to 1 million naira. So that's why we are reaching out for individuals that can sponsor, and the essence of that conference is to bridge this gap. A lot of us, because of the poverty mindset, and all of that unknowingly to us that we grow up from, is actually sabotaging our dreams, our financial goals. Because no matter the financial goal that you write down, if your mindset does not fit into those goals, you will be sabotaging your goals, no matter what. Because the realm of productivity is not a physical thing. The realms of productivity is more virtual than physical. So if you fix that thing, that realm, I can tell you for free, your life will just be playing out. So we are trying to see how we can penetrate into the higher institution, because I fell victim. By the grace of God, I started making money pretty early, but because I didn't understand anything about wealth creation, finance, and all of that, as I was making money and I was spending the money, I wasted a lot of money. And today I could not really account for some of the things that I got then. So when I started learning some of these things, it made more sense to me. I'm like, oh wow, assuming I knew all of these things then, I would have been way, way bigger than what I am today. But I thank God, because some of those things and failures that I had are actually, the story, are actually what is creating my story today. Are you getting the point? So, but it would be unfair for me to have learned those things, failed, and yet I am not doing anything to help the next set of people. So that's why sometimes we do some of these things. Are we following? So, it's a lot. That's why you need to give attention to your mind. I beg you, give attention to your mind. Do as much as you can, learn, because the more you learn, the more you're actually displacing old knowledge, right? So when you learn new things, you are displacing what? Old knowledge. And I always tell people, wrong information is even worse. Wrong information is even worse than ignorance. So sometimes it's not even that you didn't even learn something correct, or you didn't even learn anything. You learned something, but probably it was even the wrong thing. Are you getting it now? So it's your responsibility to displace the knowledge that are not helping you move forward, so that you can put yourself in a position where your life can actually be creating the magic that you truly want to desire. And like I said, your mind plays a major role in that process. So this is not a class for mind or knowledge, but like I said, I just needed to achieve knowledge. The Bible says it is the glory of God to conceal a matter, but it is the honor of kings to search them out. Study is a royal behavior. You can never wear a crown if you are not a man of study. Even though they put the crown on you, it will not stay. If you want to be in your industry and sustain that height, you must be a man of study. You must be a man that reads, that understands. So you must be a man of what? Of study. The seest thy man that is diligent, you sit among kings. So there is no reigning without training. So if you must reign, you must train. So the market is very, very big, and there's so much that needs to be done, right? So, and again, you have to give attention to your personal economy. Some of the things we learned from school, exposed us to our national economy. Some of the things we learned from school exposed us to our global economy, but nobody exposed you to your personal economy. And your personal economy is your responsibility. Like I always say, after the salvation of your soul, the next most important thing is the salvation, is your economic salvation. After the salvation of your soul, the next important thing is your economic salvation. And nobody will do that one for you. It is your responsibility to fix that. So, and you cannot fix your personal economy, right, without you having a sound knowledge on financial education. Not possible. You must understand how wealth is created. You must understand people that have created wealth and study them. Right? They said success leaves clues. If you study a man that is successful, you will always have a clue of what the guy did. And if you follow that pattern, patterns does not fail. Patterns never fail. There is nothing new under the sun. Anybody who has achieved the kind of wealth that you want to achieve, study that pattern. If you follow the pattern, it never fails. The only challenge or the only thing is the pattern that you want to follow may have some little bit of improvisation based on the times and seasons, right? For example, there are some things that you would do before COVID that will work. But there are some things that if you do those same things after COVID, it will not work. So there is a new norm, there is a disruption in the industry. So whatever industry you are playing in, you must understand the trends. That's why I always tell people, see, if the speed of your learning is slower than the speed of change, you will be obsolete. So the speed at which you are learning that industry should be faster or in the same velocity to which your industry is changing. So if you are in the real estate sector, the speed of learning what real estate is doing, how to take advantage of real estate, all of the dynamics of real estate, you should be learning very, very fast. Because if you are not learning fast, very soon you'll be obsolete, because yesterday's knowledge cannot solve today's problem. And for you to solve tomorrow's problem, you need to understand where the world is going to, so that you can solve tomorrow's problem. So you always need to be ahead in knowledge. Are we together? All right, so we are going to study a man. I'm going to talk to you about a man in Lagos. A lot of us know him, but recently I was reading a book from one of my coaches, And of course, I've known him before, I've heard about him, but having to study him some more created a bigger light as to patterns and how wealth is created. And that's one of the patterns that I'm going to share with you today. And apart from just sharing with you the pattern, I'm also going to teach you how to start, what you need to do, and how to get to that destination. Now, this class that I'm sharing with you, I can tell you again and again, some of it, because I'm this kind of person, even though I'm saying it's a free class, I don't know how to hold back knowledge. Some of the things I'm going to share today are things that if you had even paid 500k, it's almost the same thing I'm going to say. But the difference between paying for knowledge and getting a free knowledge is the fact that there's a law that governs it too. Because the Bible says, buy the truth and sell it not. Sometimes when somebody gives you truth for free, sometimes if you really want to keep that truth and let that truth work with you, even though the person is telling you take for free, for people that are smart, I've seen that happen before. Some persons, after a free conference like this, they'll just send me money. It's not like I asked them, and it's not like I need it to. I don't need it, right? Because I know how to always make money. So, but what I'm saying is, you need to understand that the law, because it's a law that governs. Because I've been there, whereby when I get knowledge for free, I realize that I don't really utilize it to the height. But when I go for a class that I know that I paid 400,000 for, 300,000 for, or more, the way the thing work for me, it usually work more. Even though they didn't say anything, just that I paid and the person just talk, I see more results there than even the one that they said is free. And sometimes the free event might even be more rich, or more, yes, can even be more rich. But like I said, in the scope of life, there are laws that governs results. So, and be a man that studies principles. Don't be a man that idolizes other people. Rather, idolize their principle. I always say to people, yes, there are certain people in my life that have played a major role. But I always honor them, but I don't idolize them. I rather idolize their principles, because their principles is what got them to where they are. So it is important that you idolize principles more than the person that is sharing those principles. Are you getting the point now? Yes. So, and that man is Razak Okoya. I said I was going to share with you about a man, Razak Okoya. So Razak Okoya, if you are below 20 or probably are 20 and above, I believe you would have used Okoya's product. Many years ago, there is what we called butter, was produced by Eleganza. How many of us know Eleganza? Of course, a lot of us have used Eleganza Biro. So we have, as a matter of fact, sometimes you want to even buy Biro yourself. You say, give me Eleganza. Whether it's Biro, whether it's Biko or anyone, you use the word Eleganza because it was almost like the most used. And the difference between Eleganza and Bic is that Eleganza is cheaper. Bic sometimes used to, stop on the way. You will now be doing like this. But Eleganza will just be flowing and is very, very sharp. Right? A lot of us know what I'm saying now. So one way or the other, a lot of us have used Razak Okoya's product. And of course, he had a lot of product that was around plastic. Some of the chairs that we bought years ago, even, coolers, Eleganza. I believe we know what we are saying. Yes. So, and a lot of people really don't know how deep Eleganza is into real estate. Because most of the things we see about Eleganza is just about what? It's just about the plastics, the products that he has been developing over the years. Right? Now, before I also talk about him some more, I want to share something with you. That is what we call wealth genotype. First of all, you must study. You need a wealth genotype test and know where you are. Now, we have, in our wealth genotype, we have SS, AC, AS, and AA. SS, AC, AS, and AA. So, the SS is, these are people that are serious spenders. Serious spenders. The AC is what? Active collectors. They only collect. Active collectors. The AS is active social life. While the AA is asset addict. Right? So, Razak Okoya had, his wealth genotype was AA. Was an asset addict. And if you really want to be wealthy, please, whichever genotype you are, please move your genotype to AA. Because, like I said again, money does not make you rich. Asset that makes you rich. So it's not money that truly makes you rich, it's assets. So stop chasing money. Rather, start chasing assets. So your focus, money is only a means to acquire assets. If your goal is truly assets, you will see a reason why you need to make more money. But if your goal is money, you will make the money and spend it because that was where you were going in the first place. Are you seeing it now? So shift your attention from money. Shift your attention from money or cash. Shift your attention from money or cash. Put your attention on what? Assets. And not just assets. Cash flow assets. Now, there is what we call the CAC phenomenon. The CAC phenomenon. C here is cash. A is assets. C is cash flow. Now, let me explain what that means. The reason why you want cash is so that your cash can buy you assets. Now, and the kind of asset you should invest into is the kind of asset that should bring what? Cash flow. So your end result, as I tell people, profit is not sanity. Profit is insanity. It is cash flow that is sanity. So you can be making profit, and profit without asset cannot give you cash flow. So the journey that where we want to go to is what? Is cash flow. So what is cash flow? Cash flow is when you get to a point in your life that the asset can produce income without your involvement. You don't need to work. You don't need to do anything. You have built asset enough that can produce what? Cash flow for you. So at that level is money that is working for you. And I tell people it's better money works for you than you working for you. Because money works better than you. Money does not fall sick. Money does not go on vacation. Money does not sleep nor slumber. So there's no time you say, oh, money has worked too much, let money go and rest. Is a lie. Money has more power than you as a human being. So that will tell you something. that it is not you that will take yourself to the wealthy place. It is money that will help you get there. So the first set of money you need is the money that can help you build the money that will take you there. So you are working to get that money, that first set of money that will now start working for you. It's just like you want to buy a machine that will start producing more money. So there is what we call money machine. Money machine. So your job is to make money that will buy money machine. Now, is this money machine now that will now fund your lifestyle? All your major of your expenses as you go on with life, is this money machine that should be funding it. But this is what a lot of people do. They make this money to fund this. And once your focus is year to year, you are not going anywhere. So you will keep working for money. And don't forget, lifestyle is expenses. Sure you know. Lifestyle is vanity. So your money, your direct income should not fund your vanity or your lifestyle. It is your money machine that should fund your lifestyle. So your work is to buy this thing. And this is what we call asset. So let me continue with Razak Okoya's story. So Razak Okoya, by study now, Razak Okoya owns over 20% of the entire Lagos. Razak Okoya owns over 20% of the entire Lagos. Now, based on statistics, of course, if you have studied about him, you know that he has an estate in Ajah that is like Aso Rock. One of the biggest, in fact, it's the biggest estate in the entire Lagos. It's like Aso Rock. Razak Okoya. Over 90% of the landed properties in Billing Way in Oregun is owned by Razak Okoya. Over 40% of the entire property in Ikeja is owned by Razak Okoya, including, Osborne Estates, Elinganza Estates, and other big estates in Lagos. So when I tell you that Razak Okoya owns 40% of Lagos, you should understand what I'm saying. Most of his estates are he invested a lot in Ikoyi, invested a lot in Banana Island, in VI rather. So what was his formula? This was his formula. He was using the CAC model. So all the money he was making from the production industry for producing biro, chairs, plastic, and what have you, what was he doing?
Buying assets.
He was buying assets. He was just buying assets. He was buying real estate. Today we have Eleganza's mega city in Lagos. So he was just buying assets. As a matter of fact, there was a particular year the production industry crashed. Almost most of the companies that were doing production were almost wiped out from that industry. But guess what? What kept Elenganza was the cash flow he was making from the asset. So that cash flow was exactly what was paying the staffs. Of course, if you, I don't think I've thought about the 7 steps or the 7 logic of wealth education. I think just a few persons understand it, but I'm not going to do that today. So if you study the 7 logic of wealth education, there's a level you will get to. There's a level you will get to in the processes of your business. You realize that it is not even the business that pays your staff anymore. It is the asset that your businesses has acquired that is now paying your staff. It's no longer your business. So that's what he's doing. He focused on the CAC model, the cash flow to asset, and the cash to asset, and the asset to what? To cash flow. Did we get that? Did we get that? All right. So now, if we say the model is CAC, cash, asset, and cash flow, right? Now, you realize that the first point of call is what? Cash. Because if you don't even have cash, you can't build asset. Are you seeing it now? The first point of call is cash. Then before you can start building assets, cash flow assets, and the asset will start producing the cash flow. So let's talk about this now. How do you increase your cash? How do you make more money? Are you getting it now? So we've already, at least to an extent, we've already established that real estate can help you build the assets that can now start bringing the cash flow, right? And if you are here, you say you want to be wealthy and you don't have real estate as part of your strategy, you are not ready. Because sometimes a lot of people think that I'm into IT, I'm into this, I'm into that. Whether you like it or not, you will still come back to real estate. So the earlier you understand real estate, the better. I made that mistake. Even when I started making money online, I was making money online, but I was not investing in real estate. Please, if we can put our phone on silent, I think I'll appreciate that. So, no matter what you do, you must come back to what? To real estate. It will shock you to know that if you go to Facebook campus in the US, they have the campus alone is massive real estate. Massive. Is it Google? Is it Yahoo? Of course, if you have the privilege of traveling there, you will see what I'm talking about. So don't be deceived by the fact that they are just doing IT, Facebook. No. In fact, the measure of their wealth is not just the fact that they have an IT company. The measure of their wealth is inclusive in the asset, the physical asset that they acquire, the real estate that they are acquiring. So don't say that I'm into IT, I don't care about real estate. You're on your own. Because whether you like it or not, there is no human being that can survive without real estate. We are here today because of real estate. If you say you are an IT person, where is your shop, or where is your office, or where is your server? Server is not, you are not, if you are doing your IT coding, are you not inside the house? The house that you are doing your coding, where is it? It's real estate. If you say you are a lawyer, where is your chamber? It's on a piece of what? Real estate. So if you say, I'm a doctor, I only treat people, where's the hospital? It's real estate. So no matter what you do, no matter the industry that you are, you cannot run from real estate. So that's why real estate still remains one of the most powerful assets you can ever have. Most powerful. That's why there are only 3 people that you can call lords on earth. The first is God. The second is the judge. While the third is the one that owns the land. That's why they call them landlord. So real estate is still the most powerful asset you can ever have, because it's physical. It's physical asset. Yes, you can invest in Bitcoin. You can invest in, digital asset. That one has its own advantage though. But at least the one that you buy, you know that you can see. Not the one that is numbers. Before you know it, they say it's bull run and bearish. Hey, as you are trying to run, your and you know the bull run faster than you. So when the bull is running towards your direction, to your advantage, you are happy. But when the bull is running away from you, you're on your own. No? Okay. And all those bull run and bearish, they have powerhouse. Like Donald Trump. them Elon Musk. Once they talk like this, bulls have started running. So, while you are doing all of that, please have physical assets, at least to come back to back up your whatever, your investment portfolios is critical. Okay, so how do you now increase your cash flow? That's where we want to now talk about the aspect of real estate that can give you money. So one of the easiest way to start your journey into real estate is to be a consultant in the industry. If you don't have the cash or the money to start buying, lands, or probably building apartments or building, big structures like Razak Okoya, you can start from buying lands. Or even when you don't even have money to buy lands, you can even start from selling. Are we following now? You can start from selling lands. How many of you here, you're already into real estate? Let me see your hand. Okay, put your hand down. I did not say how many of you have been snapping land. I said that you are snapping land doesn't mean you're into real estate. That's somebody. It was a very funny story. A girl in US, whether it's a girl now or a guy, he now called his brother in South Africa. No, the guy called the brother. No, the guy called the sister in another country that I'm actually working in the bank or in the financial institution in US. The girl was not happy that, okay, please move me to US now so that I will be working with you in this big organized financial institution or in the bank. That was how they arranged everything. She spent money. She now went to go and meet the guy in the US. And I realized that the bank that he's working as the gate man in the bank. Then she was not crying that the brother deceived her. I said, madam, the brother did not deceive you. Is he not working in the bank? Just that he's working in the gate man department. So that is what my brother is saying. That you are snapping land doesn't mean you're into real estate. Yeah? He's well. All right, so let's move. So how do you now increase your cash? Now, there's what I call, there are 3 columns here that we need to look at. There are 3 columns here. Hope you are getting value. So there are 3 columns here that you need to be very, very conscious of. The first one is what we call cash surge. Cash surge. Then the other one is capital appreciation. Then we also have cash flow. So cash surge, SUROGE. Right? So you need to know how to create cash surge. Now, there are 2 kinds of investment or asset you can have. We have the asset that does capital appreciation, right? Capital appreciation is you buy low, sell high. That's capital appreciation. For those that are doing capital appreciation, that's where land banking falls into play. Probably you buy a land in an undeveloped location, you hold it for a while, right? Probably 3, 4, 5 years, and you resell. So that's capital appreciation. But you cannot hinge all your financial future on capital appreciation alone. You need what? Cash flow. So cash flow asset now is the kind of asset that when you buy, from the day you buy the asset, probably from the next 1 week, you are starting making profit. But here you don't make profit though. You make profit over time. is this guy can help you build wealth, but this guy can make you live wealthy. So there is a difference between building wealth and living wealthy. You can be building wealth, but you're not living wealthy. That's why you see some people who say, oh, I have asset worth of this, asset worth of that, but they are not living a good life. Are you seeing it now? There are some basic things that they can't afford at that time, even though they have an asset that is commensurate with that thing, but they don't, because you need liquid cash to be able to buy things. You need liquid cash to be able to go on vacation. You cannot go to Airpeace now and say, I want to buy a ticket. Pay money, you say, I have land. No. You need some level of liquidity, right? So that's what cash flow asset will do. So capital appreciation asset cannot give you the kind of liquidity that will help you run your life on a daily basis. But capital appreciation would build the future. Oh, okay, maybe in another 5 years, you buy a land of 500,000. In another 5-10 years, you are looking at the land hitting probably 50 million or 20 million, depending on the location. Are you getting it now? Yes, but that's a futuristic thing. What is even the guarantee that you will live till that future? So investing is not just a hope thing. Investing is something that you can also know what happens within the next 1 week. Real investors don't just hinge their investment on hope. They hinge their investment on, something that is more tangible, more practical. Are you getting it now? If you study Warren Buffett very well, Warren Buffett does not do investment on capital appreciation. As a matter of fact, one of Warren Buffett's law of investing is, if I must invest, my investment should start bringing profit within the next few days. If my investment does not bring profit in the next few days, I'm not going to invest. That's why Warren Buffett invests in companies. He buys up shares of companies. Why? Because those shares of companies are companies that are already running. They are already starting making profits. Are you getting it now? So we invest in a company like maybe Coca-Cola, a company like Apple and all of that. Why? Because those companies pay what we call dividends. So they don't just pay, or they don't just make you money from just appreciation of the shares or the unit of shares that you bought. They also make you money from what? From dividends. So whenever Apple is sharing profit, maybe Apple made $5 billion or $50 billion in a particular year, and let's assume you own like 10% worth of shares. You know how much they are going to earn. So that's Warren Buffett's strategy. He does not invest in anything that does not bring him cash flow, because his whole ideology of investing is that my investment should be able to start working for me. I should be able to, while I'm waiting for the future, my today is also relevant. Are you seeing it now? So that's why over time, but having to be here is not so easy. It requires a lot. So most people are here. In fact, lots more people are here. These are people who just buy land and hold, buy land and hold, buy land and keep. That's just capital appreciation. But that's not the highest form of investing. Are you getting it now? So the highest form of investing is what will not just help you build wealth, but should help you live wealthy. So there are two things, and that is where cash flow asset. So if you study the CAC, model, you realize that this is cash asset and this is cash flow. It did not say this is cash asset and capital appreciation. So the CAC model addresses cash flow. So what it means is this asset has to be a cash flow asset. Are you following now? So this asset has to be a cash flow asset. But let's deal with this, the first C. So how do you use real estate to make profit or to build your cash surge? That is where those persons who are into real estate sales, that is where it comes in. If you have the privilege of starting your own real estate company, fine and well, it's also a good way. But I can tell you for free, if at all you want to start a real estate company, please first of all start as a realtor or as a real estate consultant or as a real estate salesman. Do you know why? Because it is the person that owns the market that has the business at it, in the real sense. If I have 100 plots of land and I don't have a market for it, my land will be looking at me. But if I don't have a land, one plot, and I have the market of people that can buy land, are you aware I can leverage on 5 real estate companies and be selling out? So what it means is, in the economic planet, be the one that owns the market even more than the ones that owns the product. So if you own the market, even when you don't own the product, you will not still be broke. But are you aware you can own the product and still be broke? Because if you have the product and nobody is buying the product, you will not have money. But it's not possible to own the market. In fact, it's people that will come and be begging you for product. Bros, I get that plot too. Even though you don't want to pay, just shall say, collect your own, give me my own. Are you seeing it now? So the person that has the power is the one that has the market. So what it means is, if you start as a consultant or as a real estate salesperson, do you know what you are going to be doing? You are going to be building a market, a customer base. So that the moment you switch to own your own company, it will be very easy. Because why? You have already understood the sales part, you've understood the marketing part, you've understood how to close high ticket deals. And the reason why a lot of people are in real estate and they don't sell is because a lot of people don't know how to close high ticket deals. Because real estate is not like you are selling pure water. Because if you are selling something that is very cheap, maybe within the range of 5,000, 6,000, 2,000, anybody can buy it. You can just go to anywhere and just shade it, and people will just be buying. But before somebody will pull out 5 million and pay you, my brother, the person will profile you, will make research about you, will make research about the person that gave birth to you, and will make research about how your future looks like. You don't understand. We that are into real estate, you understand. That's why one of the things you must build is trust. You cannot sell real estate if you don't have some, trust, some reputation, some level of trust. Not like you have reputation in terms of big, no. But building that trust is not so difficult. And even though you don't have that level of trust, there are ways you can go around it if you can learn how to close high ticket deals. So you want to start as a salesman. And let me tell you the truth. Let me enter sales. Because most of the class, in fact, the reason why I talked about 7 strategies for making at least $1 million on a monthly basis is sales. All the things that I've just been saying is to prepare you for sales. Because you cannot build this cash surge without selling. Because sales is one of the most powerful skills any human being can learn. I can tell you again and again, no human being can curse you with poverty if you know how to sell. As a matter of fact, the person that cursed you with poverty will die from you. You cannot put a man that knows how to sell in a cage and say this man will not prosper. Is a lie.
He will sell the cage.
He will sell the cage. Thank you. Because prospecting is what leads you to prosperity. If you don't know how to prospect, you cannot prosper. So sales is as a matter of fact, every one of us we are selling. Are you aware everybody is into sales? Everybody is into sales. Even though you are doing the wrong thing, you are selling. So please, this class, you need to, one of the things you must know in today's training is that you must grow your capacity to sell. You can sell well, professionally. Of course, I'm not going to give you all of the things that you would need, but I'm going to give you some major tips that can help you. Because after this training, what my company wants to start doing is want to we want to develop a group of realtors. It's called Fination Global Realtors. So the realtors group is basically for people who want to be able to make at least $1 million on a monthly basis closing real estate deals. Like, I'm going to finish you with sales strategy. I'm going to invite some of my mentors on sales, have a one-on-one, or probably have a Zoom meeting with them, and it's going to be massive. So if you want to change your life, one of the things you must learn is sales, because I've not seen anybody that knows how to sell that is broke. Not possible. Because even a company, are you aware the foundation of a company is selling? Of what good it is your product is there and you are not selling it? Because it's selling that will bring the money. And why are you in business? It's to make profit. So if you are not selling, you are not making money. And so selling is a major factor that you need to fix in your life. Whether you are not, even though you are not even into real estate, whatever you are doing, you must learn the philosophy about selling. And some of you want to use technology to sell based on the fact that you want to navigate your way outside the fact that you don't know how to face people, or you don't know how to have conversations when you are shy. But what you don't understand is behind every technology there is a psychology. So if you learn the technology without the psychology, you will go to psychiatry.
But about to go, you did a move.
Because you will not still get the result. No matter the kind of technology you want to use, because that technology does not run on itself. The technology runs. There's a psychology that backs every technology.
Hope you know. Makes sense now.
Yes.
I don't let now call pay you.
So let's talk about cash short and sales. For instance, you decided to join our real estate realtors group, and you have products that you want to push. Now, the question is, how do you sell? How do you sell? Now, somebody's giving you a land to sell for 3.5 million, probably all inclusive, both what's it called now? Both the deed. Please, that's flyer, that's our new estate flyer. You can share it around so that you just have an idea of what I'm saying. Has the deed of transfer, survey and whatever. It's a full package. And now they said, go and sell this product. And of course, any of our products we sell in our company is 10%. Maybe you are selling a product of like 4 million. How much is your 10% there? Is it a good deal? As a matter of fact, if some of you are earning 400,000 naira monthly, probably you will not even be here. You will think your own as God has done your own. My God has done it finally. That will be your song. You're earning 400K? You will not be here. You see, what does Pastor Kele want to say? And I'm earning 400,000. But let me tell you the truth. That is a small mind. That's a small mindset. Because that 400,000 now is somebody's bank charges. Maybe you don't know. When Elon Musk bought Twitter, the transfer charge was $200 million. 200 and what? 260 or 200, but it's within that range. Elon Musk bought Twitter. The transfer, the charges, the way OPay will charge you for transfer, the charges they transfer, the charges he paid for that transaction is 200 million. That's your life's goal. In fact, your fourth generation goal for wealth is one person's bank charges. Please, let's wait for a while. Let's think. No, just start think. Just think. So when you have 50 million, these are the kind of people, they will have 50 million in their account. They will not let people in their area see road again. They will be doing burial, they will block the road. Even birthday, they will block road. On top 50 million. Who do you? It's the same mindset that I'm talking about. You don't feel like, oh, if I've made 1,500 million, I've actually arrived. Which 100 million is somebody's, is what somebody used to buy fuel in 6 months. Or maybe just do one small thing. Because of the mindset. So, you need to create what? Cash surge. So that you can start doing what? Asset accumulation. So that's what takes us back to what? To selling. So like I was saying, you imagine you want to sell a plot or you want to sell real estate and you're looking at 3 million, 4 million, and all of that. Right? That's a high ticket. Are you getting it now? Not everybody in the streets you just see that can pay for a land of 3 million, especially in this economy. So you need to know how to close high ticket deals. And there are 3 steps to selling. Or let's start from the 2. There is what we call lead generation. There's what we call lead generation, and there's what we call lead conversion. And please, the reason why I also talked about all of these things is so that because a lot of real estate salespeople, they fall victim. They make themselves a signboard. They are selling land and they don't buy any land. You are showing people a direction to their destiny, but you're not going there. So you realize that they'll make commission 300,000, 400,000, 1 million. Guess what? They are only selling to fund their lifestyle. You are now a big boy realtor. You are driving a big car, but the same land that you are selling, you don't have one plot. So that is what we call the signboard life. You're only in signboard showing people the direction, but you are just stagnant. So that's why I needed to treat all of these things first. So that this cash flow now, this commission that you are going to make, will now be an avenue for you yourself to start buying assets. Are you seeing it now? Good. So we have lead generation and we have what? Lead conversion. So what is lead generation? Lead generation is your ability to make people get interested in what you are selling. Your ability to make people get interested in what you're selling. So if you are selling land, first of all, you need to also ask yourself, who are the people? Where can you find them? Who are the people that can afford a land worth 3 million? Who are the people that can afford a land worth 5 million? And that's why we also have an installment plan. Somebody whose salary is, let's say, 500K or 1 million can actually pick any of this instrumental plan. So that's why you must understand your customer profiling. If you want to sell, let's say, okay, there's this package, this 0 to 18 months now, that the initial deposit is 280K, monthly is 160. Now, for somebody who is earning 500,000 naira from his job or business, can do this package. Are you seeing it now? So you now want to find out, okay, who are the people that on a worst case scenario, on a monthly basis, they are earning, let's say, 500 to 600,000. So those are the people you want to sell this package for. For somebody who wants to make full payment, the person should be able to at least be earning nothing less than 2 million, 3 million. So that at least from 2 or 3 months salary or 2 or 3 months profit, you can put the funds together and buy a land. So it begins from lead generation, but you cannot have a good lead generation if you don't understand customer profiling. Who are your customers? Who are your customers? Who are those that are willing to buy your product? Because that's where it starts from. Because the moment you start marketing to the wrong person, it will be as though you are cursed. Because everybody seems not to be buying. I've seen people that used to ask me, Pastor Caleb, how do you used to do it? All the people that I used to talk to, they don't used to buy. What do you used to tell them? My brother, it's not what I'm telling them. Is that I'm marketing first to the right people. So if you are marketing to the wrong person, it will not be as though the grace of God is not working for you. They will frustrate the grace. Are we together? So you need to find who and who. For example, you want to sell a land of 5 million. You cannot be running ads in Nomayo, in Opa, or Tirias. Jesus Christ. You know, the reason they are going there because they thought it's Jesus Christ. So if you want to sell a land, high ticket product, you should be going to places like GRA. You know, maybe you have a flyer, you just go to Matthias as though you want to go and eat. Then when you see people going out and coming in, you can just, you know, give them, oh, this is what I'm into. Or you go to Market Square. These are places that people that have that kind of money, that's where they converge. That's where they come to. That's where they meet. Are you getting the point? Because your product is not for everybody. You have to understand that. Even water. When you are selling water, water is not for everybody because water comes in different kinds of package. For example, you want to sell water in Lekki and you are selling pure water. Nobody will buy. As a matter of fact, they will suspect you as though you want to poison them. So even though it's cheap, and let me tell you the fact, people don't buy things because it's cheap. People buy things because they understand the value. So you can be selling something that is cheap and yet people will be suspecting you. Are you getting the point? You imagine you go to a place like Lekki, where you have all of these big people that buys land, you know, 50 million, 40 million, 80 million, and you tell them that you have a land that is 250,000. My brother, they will arrest you. They will arrest you. They will not chase you. They will arrest you. First of all, they will test you if you are okay. You are selling a land of 250. It's obvious that you stole the land. Or maybe you want to come and steal my money. Is the land cheap? Yes. So, but you are selling a cheap land to the wrong set of people. Are you getting it now? And for those that are realtors, maybe you're already a real estate person here, please try as much as possible to have some level of integrity. Don't deceive people. You will tell the person that the land is 5 minutes from airport. And me and you know that 30 minutes you are still moving. And maybe it's not a diaspora client or a client that says he cannot come for inspection. Because let me tell you the truth. You can make commission and yet the money is not your own. Please, you want to make the kind of money that when they send you the alert, the money is truly your own. Are you getting it now? Because if you sell without integrity, even though the money has hit your account, it's not your own. No. Because that person is coming for you. So that commission is not yet your own. So, but when you sell well, let your commission become truly your own commission. Are we following? All right, so we have lead generation and we have lead conversion. So what is a lead? What is a lead? Can anybody help me? What is a lead?
It's a thing that leads one to a direction.
Okay, lead one to a direction.
Direction.
Okay, who else? In marketing now, what is a lead?
I would say a lead is someone who knows about your product and is interested, and then the person has the capacity to purchase that product.
Okay, it's close.
A potential customer.
Okay, potential customer. Who else? All right, so a lead is somebody who sees any of your marketing campaigns, either on radio or probably through a flyer or probably on Facebook ads, sees any of your marketing campaign, got interested and sent you a DM. Either they send you a DM through calling you or sending you a DM through texting you or sending you a DM through email or sending you a DM through WhatsApp or whatever channel you provided for them to reach out to you. So immediately that person sends you a DM, that person becomes a lead, right? Now, that you've generated a lead doesn't mean the person is going to buy. It's your responsibility to convert that person from just a from the lead generation category toward the lead conversion category. So where a lot of people, as a matter of fact, so many people have issues with lead generation. And if you have issues with lead generation, your challenge is still far, because there is no conversion without generating first. Because leads are actually potential buyers. Leads are people that have the capacity to buy your product. So how do you now sell to people that they don't even know you exist in the first place? And that is where the idea of marketing comes in. Without sales, without marketing, there's no sales. So until you are good and consistent in marketing, just leave sales from the topic. Because the reason why you are not selling is not because there are no buyers. The reason why you are not selling is because you are not marketing your product. Nobody knows you. Nobody is seeing what you are doing. Nobody is hearing about the fact that, oh, you have a product or whatever you want to buy. Are you getting it now? So, and in your process of marketing, so it's marketing that what generates leads for you. So when you market, right, you get people that are interested, especially when you market to the right audience. Are you getting it now? You position your product to the right audience, people that you know, based on your customer avatar, based on your customer profiling. You already know that these people are people that can afford my product, that needs my product. Now you are not marketing to them. So you realize that from that marketing, people are going to send you DM because you already know that they need your what? Your product. Now this is where it gets interesting. How do you now convert them into paying customers? That is a major skill. Are we following? Are we getting it now? So how do you convert them into paying customers? So first of all, you must understand that there is no sales without conversation. Every sales is always a product of a conversation. However, you can sell without having a long series of conversation. And the only way you can sell without conversation is probably somebody referred you. You got the referral. I've sold a property that somebody just sent me a message. No, the guy told me that, oh, I want to give your number to somebody because the guy already bought the land from me. And he sent my number to the guy. The guy sent me a DM. Then we spoke, okay, how much is the land, this and this and that. Before you know it, that same night, the guy credited me. Now, I didn't have to go through a lot of conversations. Why? Because that was a lead from referral. Because whenever anybody refer you to somebody else, it has beaten all the trust, all the idea of maybe the person does not trust you, all of the, there are many questions the person has answered on your behalf. So it's just like the person is coming to serve you food. So he doesn't know how you went to the market, how you bought the food stuff, what are the things you didn't know. You are just coming to eat. Are you getting it now? So that's why I always say the highest form of selling is referral. And you cannot get referral if your previous transaction wasn't solid enough. So referrals can only come when the previous transactions you did. Referrals can always come when the previous transaction you did scale through without any issue and the person is willing to, refer other persons to you. Are you getting the point now? So you can do a lot of sales through that. But the fact is, for you to really do more sales, you cannot just depend on referrals. Right? You cannot just depend on referrals. So you have to be able to build your sales machine. So I talked about lead conversion, lead generation, and we are talking about lead conversion. Now, when somebody sends you a message, for example, you posted this flyer online, or you posted any ad online, and somebody sends you a message that, oh, I'm interested in your product, or I'm interested in what you're selling. Now, okay, let's do a practical example. For instance, sorry, sir. For instance, you can sit down. For instance, you did a publicity or maybe an advert, and I saw your art, and I reached out to you and like, oh, my name is Caleb. How much do you sell the product? I saw your advert on WhatsApp or on Instagram, whatever. How much do you sell? What are you going to reply me at that level?
Thanks for.
Can we get a mic? No, I did a sales training with a real estate company. That was 2 days ago. And by the grace of God, it was very successful. So, but there are some deep things that I may not be able to go into. But let's just see how far we can go. All right.
Okay. I would say thank you, Mr. Caleb, for reaching out.
Okay.
Then I will go ahead to, based on the product you requested to want to purchase, I'll go ahead to send you more details about it, and then the next step forward, and then go ahead with the deal. If you have more questions, of course, I'll do what to answer more.
If I have, but you did not lay a demand on me that, you are just saying if I have is not solid, because I can tell you that I don't have, and then I'll tell you I'll get back to you. At the end of the day, I may never come back to you.
Okay, with that in mind, what I would do is I would provide in-depth knowledge about the product you asked for, and then go beyond the product itself. Because what I do normally, based on what I do, I tell you about the product and then let you know what the product will do for you. Even placing that before the product, that's what you're trying to get from the product, and then telling you more about how this product has blessed other persons. So definitely, based on the testimonials I will share with you, you will know that you're not the first person to use this product, and you stand a chance of also benefiting from what he has produced for others.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think you have some idea. Now, but let me say this. A good salesman does sell product. A good salesman sells progress and sells what the product can do. Like I said, I'm not into real estate. I'm actually into what real estate can do. The reason why I'm doing real estate is because of what real estate can do. The day real estate stops doing what it can do, I will leave real estate. So your obsession should not be on the product. Your obsession should be on the results that your product can deliver. Because in true fact, nobody buys product. The reason why you will go to the pharmacy and tell them to give you Panadol is because, is it Panadol you want to buy, or is it headache you want to cure? Now, if the person tells you there is no Panadol, but I have another drugs that can cure your headache, will you go for it? It will be foolish of you to say no, it's Panadol, as though you and Panadol signed deal. So you realize that the reason why you got to that pharmacy in the first place is not because you cherished Panadol or because you want Panadol. It's because you want a cure to your headache. So real salesmen don't sell products. They sell solutions. They sell progress. Are you getting it now? So what it means is, if that is true, that means when somebody sends you a DM of any kind, even when the person sends you a DM about a particular product, maybe the person just sees it and sends you, okay, how much is this product? The first thing you should do, please ask the person, can we have a conversation? Never you tell the price of a product without explaining what the product does or what the progress that the product can do for the person. And guess what? How do you even know that that product is what the person truly wants? The reason why the person sends a DM, because that's the only product he saw, and he felt like, okay, I can contact you through that product. Are you following now? It's possible that's not what will even solve, or that's not the desired property that he wants. So when somebody sends you a DM, the first thing you need to do is to establish what we call an agreement. You must establish an agreement. That is the first point of call. For instance, you saw my flyer or whatever, and you sent me a message. Mr. Caleb, I saw your flyer or whatever. Then the first thing I'm going to do is, okay, first of all, I'll say thank you very much for your interest in, in the adverts that I put out there. But I would love us to have a conversation. And the reason for the conversation is I want to know exactly what you want, and to know if I have what it takes to help you get what you want. So that in case I cannot help you get what you want, we don't really need to waste our time here. Now, what I'm doing is I'm letting the person know that I want us to agree that I want to listen to what you want, what your desire is, and let me understand if your desire can match my product. And if your desire cannot match my product, there is no essence of the conversation. So that's why I must establish the agreement first. Are you willing for us to have it? It's just like you walk into a hospital and the doctor just start administering drugs to you. No, it doesn't work that way. The first thing the doctor would do, they would do what we call diagnosis. What is the problem? That you walk into the hospital doesn't mean everything is your problem. No, there has to be a specific reason why you got here. Are you seeing it now? So when I know what that reason is, it will now be very easy for me to sell directly to that thing. So that's why I always say, when there's a perfect match between desire and solution, they're 80% sure that there will be a transaction. So sometimes you are selling a product to somebody that you assume the person needs it, but you are not sure yet. And guess what? That's why it's very difficult for people to do follow-up. Because sometimes you are following me up on something that I don't even need. A lot of people have been there. They will complain, this particular guy, I've been trying to follow this guy up. He's not picking my call. And sometimes the phone will ring, it will bounce my call. He's not picking my call. Because the last time we spoke, he said he will get back to me. And now he has not gotten back to me. My brother, do you even understand what the guy's problem is in the first place? So if the guy is not getting back to you, it's possible that you are not even following him up on the right thing. So what I would do is, first of all, I think that was what I used for his brother. For those of us that was in that training that I had with that real estate company, I gave them the story between me and your brother. This man, he sent me a message one day and said, my brother has 500K and he wants to buy a land. Of course, we don't have land of 500,000, right? Because what I do, it was when I started real estate then that if you have 500K, I'll look for a land of 500. No, I don't do it anymore. Why? Because, in fact, people are now making me become security. When I started with real estate, I'm now looking over their land. And I'm not into security. I'm into real estate. It's land I'm selling. I'm not a security man. That's some people will just buy land, they will leave it for you. 2 years, you will not see them. And they are not doing survey. They are not doing CFO. They are not putting sand. Nothing. They will just buy. No, and I said, no, I cannot continue security work. So if you say you have 500,000, I'll first of all educate you that, see, there is what we call cost of land and cost of holding. Because if you buy the land, do you have what it takes to secure the land? Because what you don't know is that if you buy a land and you don't take possession of that land is not your own. That you bought land doesn't mean it's your own. They gave you deed of transfer. That transfer has not fully been transferred until you take possession. I'm teaching you all these things now. So, and sometimes the cost of holding a land is even more expensive than land in itself. For example, you bought a land of 1 million. They'll tell you come and do fencing, 3.5 million. You'll be shouting. But the land is 1 million now, my brother. It's not our fault. Because bag of cement has gone up. Yes, your land is 1 million, but to secure the land is 3.5. Because you have to do survey, you have to do CFO, you have to do maybe mini fence. And that mini fence will maybe cost you sand and all of that. But it's not all the time you do that, though. You can just do survey, CFO, then maybe put like 2-in-1 trip of sand. So that was what I now told them. I said, it's not like I cannot get a land for you for 500K, but my concern is not for you to just buy a land. My concern is for you to buy a land that will truly be yours in another 5 years. Because you can buy a land today and it's not your own in the next 5 years. Somebody else has collected it. And that's why a lot of people are scared of buying land. Because there's just this general ideology on the air that in Benin, when you buy land, they will collect it. That's why even when I had money years ago, I didn't buy. Because the only thing I knew about land is if you buy, they will collect it. Benin people used to drag land. How many of you know what I'm talking about? And that's why a lot of people are not investing. Because they don't want wahala. But it's not always like that. You can buy a land and secure the land if you understand the necessary things that you need to do to secure that land. And that land will truly be yours, even in another 5-10 years. Are we getting the point now? So what conversation did I have with the guy? And I asked him, and I said, let me speak with him by myself. Because I sent him a payment plan, and I'm like, okay, let's do a deposit of 500,000, but I'm going to spread the money for the balance of the land, because the land was about 850 for 50 by 100. Then we had survey, we had CFO, we have 2-in-1 trip of sand, and I was going to help them get, this military zone signboard to put on the land. So everything was costing about 1.5, right? Okay, 1.450. And I said, okay, no problem. I sent it to him. So when I sent it to him, he now said the brother was like he wants to gather the full money before he will venture into it. I knew that it was not about the brother. So what I needed to do is not like, okay, let's have this conversation. Me, I want to speak with that your brother, because I know that if I have that conversation, we must close that deal. Because you have to understand how to overcome objections. See, sometimes people that want to buy property from you are actually people that are still you have to understand where they are. Sometimes it's maybe they've not fully trusted you, or sometimes they are not truly certain. So it's your responsibility as a salesman to take them from where they are to where they need to be. So every salesman is actually a destiny helper. You are not a salesman because of commission. You are a salesman because you want to help people achieve their desires. Because anybody who sends you a DM to buy a property from you already have a desire. Regardless of what that desire is, your first point of call is to know what the person's desire is. Then your second point of call is to use your product to help the person achieve that desire. Once that is done, I can guarantee you, 90% of the time, you will close that sale. So the first question of course, I have to introduce myself. My name is Caleb. I'm a real estate consultant. I help people. As a matter of fact, you can rehearse your lines. So I'm a real estate consultant. I actually help people live their dream life through real estate. That's what I sell. I know they sell land. Some of you are selling land. Not the land that they sell. I'm actually helping you to live your dream life, leveraging real estate. It's different from I'm selling 1 by 2 or 2 plots or 4 plots. They are two different things. So how you compose your marketing lines determines how people understand what you're doing. Are we following now? That's one thing a salesman must do. please remove your attention from the product. Sell the idea. Why do you think Lamborghini? Okay, no, let me talk about Rolls-Royce. Now, are you aware Rolls-Royce is not in the business of selling cars? Even though they sell cars. What do they really sell? You think it's a car? Because I mean, if you buy a Corolla can move you from point A to point B, right? If you buy a Rolls-Royce, can't a Rolls-Royce move you from point A to point B? Yes, even the road will not shout. It's Corolla, I beg, don't use Corolla to ride to. No. The road does not care which car is on it, so long as there's a tire rolling on it. But what does Rolls-Royce sell that is different from a Corolla? They sell prestige. They sell, luxury. Are you getting that? So a man that is buying Rolls-Royce instead of Corolla is not looking for a car. It's not a car he wants to buy. Because so you realize that some of these people, they have cars in their compound already. So he's not looking for something that will take him from point A to point B. It's something that will give him the kind of experience that only Rolls-Royce can give. So in the economic planet, a salesman don't sell products, you sell ideas. What is the idea behind your product? What is the idea behind that land that you're selling? That will make somebody who even have a land before to buy another land. Because somebody who has a land before, you're selling another land to him. It doesn't make any sense. Why will I buy a land and I already have one? So the reason why that guy will buy another land from you is because you are selling an idea of a land that is different from the ones he already has. Are you seeing it now? So people don't buy products. People buy ideas. So now, the reason why I'm going to that story, because it was a very remarkable one for that conversation, was very interesting. So I told him, so when I finished introducing myself, then I asked him, what do you truly want? Why do you want to buy a property? Why do you want to buy a land? And the guy said, I've been keeping money, or I'm saving money, at least I want to have a property to my name, blah, 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 to cut the long story short. And I'm like, okay, fine. You want to buy, or you want to have a land to your name. That means you want to buy for future investments. You just want something that you can put your money, hold it, and resell in future, which of course we call land banking, right? And I told him that, okay, that's a very beautiful one, right? And I have what it takes to help you achieve your dream. Now, first of all, I've already discovered his dream. His dream is that he wants to own a property that can help him keep money and resell in the future. Then I now explained again that, see, the reason why I don't just want to give you a land of 500,000, because there's a lot around the land. I don't want you to buy a land today and tomorrow it's no longer your own. So that's why I created a strategy for him, and I sent it to your brother to send it to you. That, okay, fine, you can make a deposit of 500,000, then we can spread the payment across the remaining 1 year. And I'm letting him know that, see, the reason I'm doing this is not because that is how it's done. The reason I'm doing this for you is because I don't want you to give up on your dreams. Listen now. I didn't tell him the reason why I'm selling land for you because we have 2 plots and I want to sell one inside. Because, see, don't ever follow up on people for your own reason. Follow up on people for their reason. Because the moment you make their reason, the reason for your follow-up, they will reason with you. So I told him, I want to help you. I'm doing what I'm doing not because of how we do it, but because I have what it takes to help you, and I don't want you to give up on your dream. And I told him that, see, if you decide to say you want to wait for you to gather up the money before you pay once, I can guarantee you that something else will come and take that money. And at at this time next year, you will not be a proud owner of a land. But if you decide to do what I'm telling you to do, how will it look like for you when you have a document that is carrying your name? How will you feel? The guy don't the reason. Oh, it's true. How will you feel? You know, it's going to make you feel well. Like, oh, I have a land. Okay, now, are you aware that you cannot achieve this in the next 1 year if both of us don't agree and let me take you to where you're going? That evening, the guy made 500,000 naira payment. He has not seen land though. And sometimes some people will tell you, I cannot afford it. Now, when anybody tells you I cannot afford it, please, that is a rejection. And don't take rejections personal. Use a rejection to open a new conversation. So if somebody tells you I cannot afford it, let the person know that if every one of us truly want to afford the life that we truly want to live, are you aware everybody will live a small life? So your life or your dream may not always be affordable, but is achievable. So I'm giving you all these lines there for you to know that sales is not a guesswork. Sales is a framework. If you understand the framework of sales, you will close deals. Because people have different reasons why they don't want to take action now. So your job is to clear those doubts. Your job is to take them. Take them is your work. See, be obsessed about helping people achieve their dream, even when they don't believe in themselves. Believe in them enough and let them know that you have what it takes to take them from. And that is why I said it will be very useless for me to be talking to somebody that I want to help you fulfill your dream when I don't know what the dream is. So that's why the first contact, the first point of call for the salesman, discover what the person truly wants. Forget about your product. If at the end of the day, in that conversation, your product can, his desires can match your product fine and well. If at the end of the day, his desires cannot match your product, refer him. You don't have to sell. You don't have to sell. That's the truth. Because your true work. See, let me tell you the truth. The true reason, the true essence of a salesman is not that you want to truly sell. The true essence of a salesman is that you want to help people get what they desire. So if you focus your attention, remove your attention from the fact that you want to sell and put your attention on the fact that you want to help, you realize that whether that deal closes or not, it is still a closed deal for you. Whether the person gave you the money or did not give you the money, you are still fulfilled. Because your fulfillment is that the person has achieved his result, not that you have gotten an alert. Because commission, everything in life is selling. But when you help people get what they want, it's commission. So helping people getting what they want is more important than your ability to want to collect money from them. And you know, of course, that's why in Benin, I don't work with agents. I don't like them. Because these people, they can kill you for commission. That 5%, you die, now will die for that 5%. That 5%. That's what I mean. I don't used to call myself agent too. I'm not an agent. I can't be an agent of darkness. I'm a real estate. And please, you have to change your name. Don't be an agent. You are not an agent. Because agents agents are not the ones making the big money. It's consultants. Be a real estate consultant, not be an agent. I don't like that word, agent. I don't like the word is bad, but they've corrupted the word. I've seen some persons who have gone to kill a CEO of a company because of commission, and they pay the full commission. Went to kill the man because of 5%. Very deadly set of people. Have you ever been there? You will sell one property, you see like 16 agents. 16, only one side though. Very funny. So me, I don't do. That's even one of the reasons I decided not to even do all this rental property in Benin. I don't like it. Because agent, this, agent, that. No, I don't want it. Let me just be selling my own estate. Yes, if you want to sell for me, no problem. I give you your 5% or 10% and everybody is fine. You know, and all of that. So, but what we want to do is we want to raise a group of people, a group of highly intelligent salespeople. Somebody that can hold a conversation and lead that conversation to a destination that will lead to a commission. That's the set of people want to have. You can sustain. See, if you understand selling, there's nothing the person will tell you that will shake you. What do you want to say? Don't worry. Say it. I have something to tell you. I have something to tell you. So, but the process becomes more easy to sell if you get the first step right. So the first step is know what the person's desire is. Once you miss that part, sometimes it may not end up well. So even though the person tells you, I'll get back to you. For example, are you aware that if I'm having a conversation with you and I want to sell a product for you, and I've done my analysis, my diagnosis stage, I've asked you what you truly desire as a property, and you've told me everything, and I've seen that, okay, I have a product that can actually solve that problem for you. Now, and in the process of that conversation, you now tell me, I'll get back to you. Are you aware, if you tell me, what a lot of people do is when they tell you, or when the client tells you, I'll get back to you, you're not like, okay, fine, no problem. And you end the conversation there. I'll get back to you is not an answer. I'll get back to you is just an open. See, never you have an open conversation. Always end the conversation with something specific. So if somebody tells you, I'll get back to you, you're not like, oh, sorry, I would love to know, what exactly are you getting back to me on? At least you must get back to me on something. Is it that you are getting back to me on the payment, or you are getting back to me on the fact that you want to ask more questions? You must tell me, I will not let you go. The reason I'm not letting you go is not because I need the commission, get it. It's because I already understand that every customer has fears. No matter how much they have some limiting beliefs. Don't forget, I started from the fact that you are selling a high-ticket product that costs 5 million, 10 million. So don't expect the person not to have fears or some level of doubt. So the conversation is going and it's helping you clear doubt. It's helping you clear the fears. It's helping you, and all of that. So it has to be a skillful journey along the way. So when you tell me you get back to me, I'll ask you, hello, sir. I'm very sorry to say, you said you're going to get back to me, but can I ask you a question? What exactly are you getting back to me on? I need to know. You cannot tell me you get back to me. Because sometimes some people tell you they get back to you and they will never get back to you. That's the end of that transaction. And the reason why they are telling you they will get back to you, there is just a route to run away. Because even the customer still respects you. So they cannot just tell you, I beg, I don't want again. No, they'll just tell you, okay, I'll call you back or I'll get back to you. If you tell me you will call me back, I will ask you, okay, if you say you're going to call me back, when exactly are you going to call me? I want to know. There must be a specific, and the person will tell you, okay, I'm going to call you by Thursday. Okay, by Thursday. Don't forget, Thursday is Thursday. Thursday is big. Okay, when exactly on Thursday? What time exactly on Thursday? Okay, I'm going to call you by, let's say, 2 p.m. Okay, fine. Okay, when the person tells you 2 p.m., this is what you do. You use the scarcity strategy. The scarcity strategy is don't always let the customer know that you are just available. So you tell the person, okay, you said 2 p.m. Okay, let me quickly check my schedule. If I have something else for that 2 p.m., then you now like, okay, fine. The way I'm looking at my schedule, I have something else for 2 p.m. But for your favor, I'm going to shift my initial schedule to 3 o'clock so that we can have this conversation. So inside that conversation, you are giving the person offers. So you let the person know that I've checked my schedule. 2 p.m. is not really okay. But I really want us to have this conversation because I want to help you get what you want. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll just give you the favor of, shifting my own personal schedule, and I'm going to do your 2 p.m. Is it a deal? Person will like, fine, it's a deal. But can I ask you again, if you don't call me by 2 p.m., should I reach out to you? So that when you call, the person will not... You see, the reason why you are doing this is because you must push the thing to the person. It's your thing, it's not my own. I'm only just here to help you. Push it. Don't make it look as though the person is doing you a favor. No, you are the one helping the guy. So if you don't call by 2 p.m., will it be okay for me to reach out to you by probably 10 minutes past 2 if I don't see your call? Oh, why not? Fine. Okay, fine. We've already fixed an agreement. Now, at that level now, don't be the one to forget, sir. Because you are the one collecting the money. He may forget. But because you have asked him, can I call you by 2:10? Now, the reason why you ask that question, so that in case he forgets, when you call him, it doesn't look as though you are intruding. Because he told you by himself that you can call me. He gave you that, he gave you that power to call me. So when you call by 2:10, conversation continues from where you guys stop. Now, that conversation now is what we call follow-up. You are following up. And let me tell you the truth. A lot of people give up on their dreams because they don't know how to follow up. The moment you stop following up on a client, you have given up on the person. So, and you must be you must be a master in follow-up as well. As a matter of fact, statistics have shown that 80% of deals that scale through after the 5th to 12th follow-up. So if you are somebody who follow up a client just once, just like less than 2% of deals that closes after one follow-up, less than 3% of deals that closes after two follow-ups, less than 5% closes after 3 follow-ups, less than, I think, 7 to 8% closes after 4th follow-up. But where the miracle, the large bulk of deals closes from 5th to 12th follow-up. So if you are somebody who you decided to give up at the 3rd follow-up, you may be losing a major deal that can transform your personal finance or that can transform your economy, your personal economy. So you must be able to. Now, the question now is, what do you say when following up? Because sometimes your follow-up can be more disturbing than helping. And please, one of the myths you must stop, or one of the myths you must run from is to think that when somebody is not picking your call, the person is no longer interested. A lot of you have given up on a deal when the person is no longer picking your call. No, but that is not true. Or probably you are sending a message on WhatsApp. You seeing it that the person is reading the message, but the person is not replying you. You just think, oh, this guy is no longer interested. It's a lie. What you just need to do is to be persistent, is to be consistent in your follow-up. So, there are 7 steps to follow up. So we're going to talk about follow-up, then I'll teach you about closing. So once we are done with closing, then we can take questions, then we should be done. Then I'll talk about some of our projects that we have, then we're done for today. So there are 7 steps to effective follow-up. So the first step is getting their attention. Getting their attention. Of Of course, getting their attention, it begins from the point where you are still doing your, begins from the point where, because when your brother told me that he's interested in the property, it's important for me to follow up. So the first point of follow-up is that conversation. So now, in the presence of the conversation, I need to get his attention. So that first line is attention, because everything follows attention. Cash is a product of attention. So if you don't know how to get people's attention, you cannot be able to get some necessary kinds of cash flow into your life. So that's why we also call it the law of the hook. When you meet a suya man, what would the suya man do? He will cut a part of the suya and give to you. What is it doing? It's getting your attention. Are you getting it now? Even Lamborghini. There's what we call the $100 Lamborghini test drive. When you go to a Lamborghini shop, you pay $100, they will tell you to test drive the car. Are you getting it now? The reason why they are telling you to test drive the car is the fact that there's no way you will drive that car and you can afford it. Once you are done with having that experience, you want to continue with the experience. You don't want that experience to end. The same way, once you test that suya, you want to test more.
The funny part is nobody has ever tested suya and leave.
And leave.
You must buy.
It's a strategy. So you don't want your customers to start with you. You want your customer to continue with you. So the reason why they will continue with you is when you are able to get their attention at that initial stage. That first point of call is very important. So when you get their attention, the next level is you get their commitment. So once you get their attention, you do what? You get their commitment. So what is the commitment? The commitment is, I've discovered what you want, I have what you want, and I'm committed to helping you get it. Even though you have not made payments, but it's my responsibility to follow you up on that commitment. Are you saying it now? So I already know what you want. I've already asked all the necessary questions. You've shared your desires with me. And I've told you, all it takes for my product to be able to match your desire. So now we've had an agreement, right? And I'm committed to that agreement. Now the next thing is, after that meeting, reframe the commitment to them. Probably you send them a message that, hi, my name is Caleb. It was so amazing for us to have this conversation today, and I just want to let you know on the commitment we had. And the commitment is that because of so and so desire of a product that you want, and I've been able to show you how you can have those products, have the desires through the product that I have, and we've already made a commitment together. I will be looking forward to hearing from you. Now, you have reframed that commitment back to them. You reminded the guy of the commitment. Are you getting it now? Why? Because repetition, is the law of deep and lasting impression. So when you are done with that, probably in the next 1 or 2 days, you've not heard from the guy, you can emphasize the commitment again. And some of the things you can do is, hi, my name is Caleb. I just want to be very sure that you've not given up on your dreams regarding to the last conversation we have. But however, I would just love to, re-emphasize the commitment that we both have, because I know this is what you truly need, and I know this is going to move your life to the next level. So I'm also going to be looking forward to hearing from you. That's you, emphasizing the commitment. Now, if the person doesn't get back to you again, the next set of follow-up. How many follow-up have we done now? 4. The next set of follow-up is what we call the before-after bridge model. So the before-after bridge says, this is a testimonial. You share a testimonial, and that testimonial can be on a message. Hi, my name is blah, 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 blah. I would really love to let you know that There's a particular individual or client of ours who shared almost exactly the same desires that you wanted, and guess what? We've been able to, help the person out, and this is the result of the person. It can be, for example, if you are into health, you can tell the client that, oh, there was somebody else that reached out to us, and the person has just a similar situation that you have, and this is what the person is like today. 3 months ago, when the person took action and the person bought the product, and this is the person's result today, right? And I know this is exactly what you truly want, and we are ready to become that bridge to where you want to get to. How about if we have a deal today? This is you, testimony now. Are you getting the point? So if the person, you have emphasized the agreement over and over again, the guy is not listening to you, you throw a testimonial of what the person said he wants, who you did that same thing for, and the result of that thing. Are you getting it now? Now, if the person doesn't still turn up, we will now use what we call higher authority status. Now, the higher authority status, you may probably need somebody else in your office that is higher than you to talk to the client. Or you can talk to one of your clients or one of your customers that have done business with you over the years and tell the customer to help you speak to this guy, right? Just help me talk to him. Maybe just share your experiences with us and all of that. Then if the person doesn't still respond, then the last one is what I call having done all, challenge them. Having done all, challenge them. And one of the ways you can do it, you can say, hi, my name is Caleb, and trust me, you would know without a doubt that I've really been committed to you. But I really want to know what is truly stopping you from, proceeding to the next level or helping yourself move to the next level. You let the person know that, Oga, they see my, at least I've tried. I've really been, So that's what we call having done all, challenge them. My name is Caleb, sir. You would know without a doubt that I'm really committed to you. At least I've been sending you messages on a series, but I'm really concerned. What is that one thing that is truly holding you back? Or what is that thing that will probably be better in your life if you decide to take action? Just tell me. Like I said, at the end of the day, nobody says all the deals must close. But at least do your part. So if at the end of the day, the guy still tell you that is not responding, you walk away. At least you meet somebody else. But the most important thing is that you have done your follow-up strategy and you have done it well. The reason why I'm saying that is because the guy cannot say you are bugging him, because at every level, there's something that you are telling him and you are making him know that you are following up to his own interest. You are following up to help him. Are you getting it now? You are not following up because you are waiting for commission. No. See, commission is what will always come. You already know what you want, Abi? Yeah. So don't focus on what you want. Focus on what the person wants, because in helping the person get what he wants, you are indirectly going to get what you want. So helping people is what we call commission. Is that clear? So let's finalize with closing. Most of the things that I've been sharing, though, is also related to closing. Now, please, you have to understand that in the journey of closing, as a matter of fact, no deal is successful until the deal is closed. And a closed deal is not always a deal that pays you. A closed deal, if somebody even tells you no, right? Or if in the process of the follow-up or on the conversation, you realize that the conversation is not leading anywhere. If that conversation ends, you have closed. Because closing is not about the profit. Don't forget. Closing is not about the money, because closing doesn't happen in the world of the seller. Closing happens in the world of the buyer. So when you say, I have successfully closed a deal, it's not indirectly saying that the person has paid. The reason why you say you have successfully closed a deal is because you have gotten to a destination of that conversation that you know that is either the customer is paying or probably the customer is not paying. So you've ended your conversation. So you've closed it. Are you seeing it now? So closing does not happen in the world of the seller. It happens in the world of the buyer. And let me tell you something. If you don't close deals, your personal economy will always be closed. So you must learn to always close a deal. So now there is a framework you have to understand, that closing does not start from the conversation. Closing starts from when you are doing your awareness. That is why I always tell people, you close before you open. I'm not thinking you understand that. You close a conversation or you close a deal before you open the deal in the first place. So how do you close before you open? Let me give you two illustrations. For example, there are two friends, Fred and John. Both of them have a dream to start up a restaurant. John decided to go to the market, buy food stuff, prepare all the different dishes, stock the different dishes in the restaurant, and John is waiting for people to come and buy. Now John has opened, Abi? John has opened. Now, but Fred decided not to go through that route. Fred decided to go to the area where he wanted to start the restaurant, made an awareness about the restaurant, that, hey, I'm going to start up a restaurant, and I want you guys to come and help me launch my restaurant. Are you getting it now? And he told them that on the day of the launch, we're going to have people getting to buy food even at a 30% discount. And I want you to be a part of this launch. It's going to be an exciting one. Even in the launch, you're going to network with people. Are you seeing it now? Now, he has not even bought food though. He has not even opened the shop. He has not bought food stuff. But he has closed deals before he opens. So and that's the missing link for many young entrepreneurs. A lot of young entrepreneurs, they start a business and they are looking for customers. No. You should have closed customers first before you start the business, so that at the day of opening that business, you are going to sell. So that's why I said you close before you open. Not open before you close. And that's what Elon Musk do. If you study Elon Musk very well, you realize that Elon Musk will want to start or want to launch a device. The first thing he will do is he will raise interest, or he will arouse a lot of interest and tell people that, okay, if you are interested in this device is worth $5,000. But to give me an assurance that you're interested, you can pay $100 to lock the spot, because I'm going to be producing just 1,000. But if you're interested, pay $100. Now everybody will pay $100. Do you know what Elon Musk will not do? Elon Musk will not carry that $100 times 1,000 people. $100 times 1,000 people, that's how much? $100,000. He will not go to the bank and said, I have seen a market that even before the product has started. 1,000 people has paid. And I need extra $500 to produce the product. No, you would do at that level, bank will not argue. Why? Because you have data. So if you say people are interested, what's the data that shows that people are interested? 1,000 people has paid already. And have deposited the money, only waiting for the product for them to pay balance and collect it. So bank will give him money, he will produce, he will now go back to the same people and give them their product, they will now balance in money. You see? Meaning before he started the product, he has closed the deals. So that is why when you are selling, I'm going to teach you what we call the heart framework. The heart framework for arousing interest. Whenever you are making a public announcement about a product and all of that, you must follow the heart. That's why I said there is difference between sales of product and sales of ideas. It's not product that is selling, it's ideas that are actually selling. So somebody, the reason why they gave Elon Musk $100 is because of the idea that he sold to them. Are you seeing it now? Now, there's what we call the heart framework. We're going to close with this. Maybe those of us that are going to join the Realtors group, I'm going to teach you on personal branding. Because let me tell you the truth. Nobody buys products from companies anymore. People buy products from people. So if you have a very strong personal brand and you're promoting a company, you realize that you will sell more for that company. If I tell you today that Elon Musk is now the new owner of God is Good Motors, are you aware the patronage will increase? Yeah. So it is not the God is Good that is not selling now anymore. It's the personal brand, is the person behind the business that is not selling. So nobody buys products from companies anymore. People buy products from people. So once there is a face, a very strong face behind a product or behind a company, you realize that that product or that company will do very well. And that's what takes us to personal branding. You have to build your personal brand. There is a company, there is you. That's why, are you aware, when Jesus Christ was alive, when he was on earth rather, because he's still alive. When Jesus Christ was on earth, there was a particular day he asked the disciples, who do people say I am? The disciples say, some person said you are this, you are Elijah, you are Isaiah. Then he now came back to ask them, he said, who do you say that I am? So meaning even Jesus was conscious of his personal brand. He wanted to know who. So you have to ask yourself, the people in Benin, who do they think you are? That's personal branding. Are you getting it now? So you have to work on that. So I'm going to teach that in the inner class. So let me just quickly take the heart framework of creating arousing interest. Because at the end of the day, like I said before, that nobody buys products. People buys what? Ideas. So the heart framework says the H is health. The H is health. The E is let me be very sure. Okay. The E is enjoyment. The A is achievement. The arrow is romance. And the T is treasure. So now, when I was talking to that's your brother, this is what I used for him. Because I knew what he wanted was an achievement. What he wanted, the idea behind the land that he wants to buy because he wants to be proud that he has a land. So it's an achievement strategy. So there are some people you will sell your land. For example, let me give you an example. Somebody was selling an estate one time, and he was talking about the fact that how the estate can improve your health. What did he say? He said, if you buy a land in this estate, we're going to be, we're actually going to be developing gardens. And because of the gardens and the flowers and the, vegetations around, it's going to reduce the oxidation coming from cars. And what that would do is it will help you breathe in a better, fresher air. And at the end of the day, it will increase your lifespan. Now, the guy has sold the same land that you are selling, but he has used health to sell it. So even somebody that has a land in a place where there's smoke everywhere, the person would rather sell that land and buy this one. Why? Because the guy did not sell land to you. He sold an idea. So whichever thing that you are selling, what is your idea behind it? Treasure can be in form of money. And I think that treasure is the most used, whereby we talk about appreciation. Oh, if you buy land in so and so location, it's actually going to appreciate. Because when you make more money, that's treasure for you, right? I think that's the most used. But if you think deeply, there are ways you can, probably in your estate, you say you are going to be developing a lounge that you don't even have to come out from the estate, and you can get a relaxation center for couples relaxation center. That's you building, talking to people about your estate, and you're using the romance strategy. You don't have to go out of the estate to have the best time with your spouse. In this lounge, we have all of the sweet music, we have all of the sweet, sweet environment, that can arouse some level of romance, and that can be the idea they're selling. And a couple will like, oh wow, that's true. Okay, how much is your... So you at that time now, they are not buying that land. Though. This is what they are buying. They're not buying the land. Because the moment you remove this, they won't buy that property again. So these are ideas, most ideas that you can use to sell your property. All right, any questions so far? I hope you've gotten value. Okay, so let me quickly talk about our project. Please, can I get that projector on? By the grace of God, I'm chairman of FinNation Global. And FinNation Global is a company that is hinged on two things. We are big on knowledge and real estate. Right? So what we do basically is, once you are a part of our platform, you have access to our training courses. I think 1 or 2 or 3 persons are already part of it here. So our training courses cut across real estate, understanding stock market, understanding. There's so much. We have about almost 10 to 12 courses there. Powerful courses, I can tell you for free, that once you register, you have access to it. We have 3 different packages. We have the 7,000, no, we have the 10,000 naira package, but for today, those that are going to be registering today, you can do 7,500. Then we also have the next package, which is about 30-something thousand. Then we have the highest package, which is the VIP, that's about 75k. Now, the reason for the difference in the packages is basically the first package will give you access to the courses for 1 month. The second package will give you access to it for 7 months, while the last package will give you access to it for 1 year, 8 months. So all of even this training now we've done, we're going to record it. I'm going to upload it there. So you can't have the recording. And anything I'm going to be doing, if you want a recording for anything, you have to be a part of FinNation, because that's the only place you can see. So anybody who calls me and say I want you, even if you want to pay any man, I will not give you, just register and be a part of. It has not been charging. Is it charging? Please plug it very well and fast so that it doesn't. Okay. All right. So now, apart from just that you have access to the training courses, you have access to a back office where you have your login details, your username and password. Now, the reason for that is that the way we've structured our real estate, sales and marketing system in a way whereby we use e-wallet. So once you make any sale, it's updated on your platform and you get your commission and you can make withdrawals. So, and apart from just lands, we also have other sorry, let me please my point. So these are courses you have access to. And like I said, knowledge is the only major asset that can create every other kind of asset. So, and we don't just want to raise realtors that are just selling and fooling themselves and dragging for commission. We're not interested in those kind. In fact, I can't associate myself with those kind of people. So we want to raise people that understand not just that you are selling real estate, but you are a value yourself. Are you getting the point? So that's why knowledge is the basics. So we have a lot of stuff. Here you learn the 5 levels to financial freedom. This a training we had with Mr. Ogochukwu on wealth creation. All right, just scroll down. Okay, so this is one of my mentors. This is Mr. Tade Cash. My goodness. Most of the major things that I learned in sales, he was the one that taught me. The guy is good. The guy is a closing guru. Real estate investments, scroll down. Then stock market, those of us that want to learn how to trade stock. It was the last training we had in Benin that each person paid about 40,000, but we have the courses here. Then Portfolio. Then, of course, strategy. Then this man, Mr. Izu, on business strategy. So these are just what we have. Before the end of the year, there are other master classes that I'm going to be having. So once we have them, we'll just upload them here. So once we have them, so if you can even do the 1-year subscription, right? So you just have access to future content. Even the one we did today is going to be uploaded there, and several others. So that's for the training part, right? Because there was somebody who was asking me that, I want to sell for you and you're telling me to come and pay 7.5. Then I simply asked her that, I think she was not asking me that if the training is for that purpose, so if she comes, she should not pay me 7.5 so that she can. I'm not like, I want to be selling for your company and you're telling me to register, to pay money. And I told her, I just asked her a simple question. Are you driven by free things or you are driven by value? Because if it's free things that are driving you, you can never get to financial freedom. So let value drives you. At least come, hear what we have to say. If it's going to be valuable to you, fine. If it's not valuable to you, it's still okay. Are you getting the point? So the reason why we are saying register and have access to the courses, not just that you have access to the course, you also have a back office to manage all your transactions. So go to real estate opportunities. So if you go to real estate opportunities, you see available properties there. Most of our properties are going to be there, uploaded. Just scroll down, don't click yet. Just scroll down. Scroll down on that part. Okay. You can use the direction, this thing on the laptop. No, not that one. So we also have group investment there. We also have contributor. So these are different packages of real estate that we do. Maybe there's one flyer that talks about group investment. You can also share it. So on this platform now, all your commissions, you can get paid your commission through the platform. and we also have incentives that you can enjoy as a real estate salesperson. But like I said, most importantly is we are raising that group of people. These are people that are going to be leading the industry when it comes to selling and closing deals. So at least you should be able to, let me tell you the truth. If you are here, you are not earning, you are earning minimum, or you are earning less than 1 million naira on a monthly basis. You are a very risky zone. At least every single person here should be earning at least 1 million naira monthly minimum. So if you are earning less than 1 million, you are very far from financial freedom. So let's start from there. Let's raise people that should be able to close. If you imagine you close like 2 or 3 deals of 4 million naira. If you close 3 deals of 4 million naira, that's how much? That's 1.2 million. And you can do more than that in a month if you put your mind in learning how to sell and you do your marketing strategy right, then you do your follow-up and your closing strategy right, you would sell well. Are we following? All right, so this flyer is the the estate that we have at Upper Airport Road, Oregon community precisely, right? So, and we have the full payment. If anybody is making payment for full payment, that's 50 by 100, is 2,250,000. Now, under the flyer, you see it covers deed of transfer, covers instant allocation, individual survey. What it means is the money you are paying will cover for survey, cover for allocation block, 2-in-1 trip of sand, and CFO is a full package. Then, if you are not doing full payment, you want to do 0.3 months. 0.3 months is 2.4 million. Initial deposit 1 million, then the remaining 2 months 700,000. 0 to 6 months, initial deposit, full payment is 2,550,000. Initial deposit is 550,000. Then the remaining 5 months you spread it. The remaining 5 months, yes, you spread it for 400,000. And 0 to 12 months, the same thing. Then 18 months. So that's for 50 by 100. That's half plots. And if you are doing 100 by 100, full payment is 3,250,000. 3 months is 3.4. 6 months, just like that. So, for those of us who you want to use the flyer, you can put your contact. Maybe you have somebody you want to give, you can write your contact there. So that's why we didn't put any contact. Then we have a discount that is going to be ending at from now till February 30th, meaning anybody who is going to be buying from this property, you have access to 5% discount. Yes, you said? To April 30th, yes, from now till April 30th. And your commission is 10%. So if you sell, whether the person is doing installment or full payment, is 10%. So, but before we continue, how many of you would love to be a part of that Finish On Realtors group? Like I said, for you to join, you must join with the package. The list is 7.5. Sorry, 10,000. But for this training, you can do 7.5. So that 7,500 is will give you access to all this training and also the back office, and we can start doing your training. You can start joining our training and we'll grow from there. So who is interested? All right, so there's a form there. So those persons that are interested, just give them the form, they will fill it. So like I said, the list package is 7.5, but you can do the next package, which is $25. That's about 35,000 plus. Because, sir? Yes, if you start with $5, which is 7.5, like I said, you can upgrade to the next package with time. Then maybe upgrade again to the highest package. Yes. So And that's the packages is actually what is giving you the privilege for the have access to all this training. So apart from just the training that we are still going to give you, because having to even learn how to sell first is the first miracle in your life. Because apart from just real estate, you will learn how to sell. So we are going to be doing some sales calls. We call them role play. So in some of our classes, we are going to be giving example. For example, I can tell you to call me, right? You call me assuming I'm buying this property. So in the process of that conversation, if you say something that is not correct, I can correct you. This is what you're supposed to. So with time, you are building your ability to sell, right? So because don't forget, the goal is not that we want to sell more lands. The goal is that I want to raise people that can be making at least 1 million naira monthly. So if you are in that sales class and you are not doing some of the things that I'm telling you to do, I can refund you. And just you can go and live your small life. Because at the end of the day, if you imagine I'm able to raise 1,000 people that are earning 1 million monthly, me myself, I'm a big boy now. The day I'll just cough, I'll just put message on the WhatsApp group. I want to do this. I need 10 million. The people that I'm raising, they will bring the money now. Abi? And when you know you are earning 1 million naira monthly from commission, and the truth is that 1 million naira is just a starting point. Oh, the goal is at least within the next 3 years, 4 years, you should be earning at least nothing less than 5-10 million naira on a monthly basis, and it's possible. And what we also want to do is, apart from just the product that we have, as a realtors group, we are also going to be leveraging on other companies. Are you getting it now? So that we'll have more product to sell. But is the company Infination that will be relating with those other brands? Because me, I don't just sell for any company, no. So the reason why is so that the commission that they will pay me will truly become my own. It's not like you now go and sell for a company. At the end of the day, the company doesn't have integrity, nothing, and you sold because the person that is buying don't know them. It's you that they know. So before we go into any partnership like that, there has to be some level of due diligence, investigation to really be sure that, okay, if we are partnering with this company, they have what it takes to deliver. So what we do is, our work is to just train the marketers, train the salesmen. So we train ourselves as an army. So when we are going out, or you are doing your advert, you are doing it strategically, and you are closing deals. Are you getting the point? Closing deals. To the extent that at least some of us can be earning within the next 2-3 months, can be earning nothing less than 1 million naira on a monthly basis, and it's possible. Or don't you think it's possible? Yes, of course. Some of you are already earning more than that, too. No problem. But money is not too much. At least if you add 1 million to the one you are earning before, is it too much? Right. So those of us that are going to be part of the Realtors group, or if you want to be a part but you don't have the money now, can you still indicate? You want to join, but you don't have the money. Okay, still give them. So indicate. Those of you that have the money, that have what it takes to join now, you can make your payment now, then we'll onboard you. But if you don't still fill the form, and you let us know. You write the date to tell us when you have the money. I'm already closing you now. Don't tell me that you will join. What is you will join? If you're not going to join next 2 years, is you will join. Yes, sir.
I want to find out this commitment, for instance, will they have any conflict with it?
Our training is once in a week. So we're going to be having 2 kinds of training: physical training and virtual training. So the physical training is going to be holding in my office at Akpakpava. How many of us know Akpakpava? Dancing Junction. Please, can you hear me? I want to put out a disclaimer. If you are not somebody who wants to learn how to make at least 1 million monthly, don't bother. I don't want people that they're already part of the team. You now call them, there's a training. You now be giving an excuse. Please. If you don't have up to 100 million in your account, I don't see the kind of excuse you will be giving. No. Please, because me, I want to be committed to this thing. Are you getting it now? Ahead. So we're going, like I said, we're going to have physical training and virtual. So the physical training is location, and that is the same opportunity you can get in Upper Airport Road, Oregon. Does this sound interesting to you? Ah, wow, it sounds interesting. Okay, however, you know, are there other things you think you would love to have in, or are there other decisions you love to make or things you love to have in owning a land? There's really none. Okay, fine. Now, well, I would also love to know if all of the things we've said agrees with your desire. Do you think, how soon would you love to make payment? You know, ask for the money, Oga. Ask the person, how soon would you love to make payment? Okay, let's see. I may not be able to make payment now, but I would love to see the place. Okay, fine. We usually have an inspection roster, which is every Wednesday in the week, and I would love you to join us. Would that be okay by you? Wednesday, I'll be at work. Oh, okay. We have a customized package, though. The customized package is we can customize your inspection to suit your time. But the only implication to that, you probably need to pay a token fee of, let's say, 5,000 or 10,000. Would that be okay by you? Okay. Okay, let's do it. So when exactly are we looking at? We're looking at Saturday. Saturday by what time? We can do 8, we can do 9. Okay, fine and well. 9 o'clock is okay. So where are we going to meet? We're going to meet at Ogbazu, right? We'll go meet at Ogbazu. We'll take you to the site. Then you'll be able to see the site for yourself. So that's when you are booking forward for inspection. Are you seeing it now? So by the time the person sees the place, you know, he or she likes it, then of course, while you are still going home, you're like, okay, now you've seen the place. When do you think we should be able to? We'll be expecting our check. Because sometimes some of you, they fear to ask for money. Are you aware? Some people used to be scared to ask for money. Eh? You would think when you ask them for money, it looks as though you are too money conscious. It's a lie. Me, I will ask you, because I've done my work. Abi, I've asked you what you want. I've consulted for you. I've given, in fact, you were supposed to even pay me for consultation, but I left the consultation part for free. Now I've given you what you want. You said you want to check the site. I've taken you to the site. Oga, in fact, sometimes in the process of going to the site, you can even, you know, stop by, you know, or maybe just get some drinks and all of that. Are you getting it now? Let the person drink from your money. You not fit chop my money and you carry your own money come out. It's not possible. Your conscience will be judging you. Your conscience will judge you. Are you getting it now? So, have you done all, right? And you ask the person, okay, when exactly do you think we should be expecting the check? The person would say, okay, I'll get back to you. Okay, what exactly are you getting back to me on? Are you getting back to me on the fact that you have more questions, or you're getting back to me on the fact that you would want to tell me when exactly you make the payment? Then whatever the person says, you know where or next. But I would also love to ask, I'm sorry, I would love to ask, do you think there's anything stopping you from buying this property? You can still know. Based on everything that we've done, to my assumption, I believe that I've discovered what you want and I've been able to give you what exactly you wanted. But is there anything that you think may stop you from buying this property? That's a very sensitive question. You'll be so shocked that the person will not tell you, okay, I love the property, but somehow I don't think I'll be able to afford it. The person will not reveal affordability. You know what to say again. Once the person tells you, I think then you can ask, okay, you think you are not able to afford it, but can I ask you a question? Is there anything in your life that you have ever done that before you did it, it looks as though you could not afford it, and yet you were able to do it? A lot of times, some people will tell you yes. And you now tell the person, okay, if you could do it then, why don't you think you can do it today? But before I even tell you that, does having this property, what does it really mean to you? Do you think it's going to move your assets portfolio to the next level? Or do you think if you don't buy this property, you're going to be losing money? Because, I mean, this is a property that is worth this amount. And based on projection, it's going to be worth like 50% in the next 6 months. What do you think you're going to be losing from it? You know, oh God. Sales conversation there. Hey, Jesus. It's a very sweet one. Very sweet. At the end of the day, the person can tell you, okay. Then, having done, maybe you've talked, you realize that, okay, maybe the person's money that he has is not really up to. Then you can now create an offer. Okay, fine and well. This property is worth 2,250,000. But based on the conversation, I think I discovered that probably you don't have up to, but I want to give you an offer. Now, the offer I want to give you is that, yes, the property is 2,250,000, but if you can make a deposit of so and so amount, right? You can make a deposit of so and so amount within the next 24 or 48 hours. Instead of 2,250,000, I can let it go for 2.150. Would that be fine? Many times they may say yes. But, you know, somebody have asked that question again, that the reason why I'm able to do it because I'm the point man, because I own the property. Well, okay, a salesman cannot do it. Maybe it's just a realtor, right? Do you get that? Now, this is my answer to the guy. I now said that even though you're a salesman, now this is what you do. You not just tell the person that you can increase it to 2,150,000. What you would do is, okay, based on our conversation, I probably sense that you may not have up to the amount, but just hold on. Let me see what I can do. You call your Oga, or you call me. Oga, there's somebody I have that want to buy this property 2,250,000, but the person is saying he has 2,150,000. Oga, what can we do? I don't mind. Instead of paying me 10%, pay me 7%. Are you seeing it now? So instead of that deal to go, make 7% enter my account. The Oga go reason now. Oga go don't calculate the cost of land, the cost of inspection, the cost of survey. Don't calculate and say, instead of 1 million, okay, if I still gain like 800, it's not bad. In this economy, it's not bad. Oga will shift ground now, Abi. And at the end of the day, the deal will close. So you see, a salesman is always thinking is always a win-win person. But an agent will not allow 3%. That 3%, he died there. If you don't want to buy liver. and that's the problem of an agent. That's why I can't work with agents. Why? Because a salesman will reason the whole matter and look at, if I don't allow this deal to close because my 3%, the company is losing. Are you getting? Okay, let me shift ground. At least instead of 10, I can go more with 6 or 7. It's still fair, you know, just for the deal to fly. That's why agents, they are destiny collectors. They can linger your destiny. Why? Because of their commission. That they are 5%, 10%. He must correct. He must correct. So you see the conversation now, how it went from one level to the other. So even when the person is not saying anything, see, when somebody is not saying anything, assume the person is saying something. That's why I asked that trigger. That question was a trigger. Because sometimes, okay, let me give you an example. I was having a conversation with a girl, a friend. She wanted to buy a land, one of our properties at Urban Antor. I think the whole package was about 1.5. No, it was about 1.8 or so, including some survey, community development and all. Then she was negotiating for 1.2. From 1.2, she moved it to about 1.3 to 1.4. I think at the end of the day, it was around 1.5. That was what she was doing. And I've done my analysis. And like this 1.5, the profit margin is low. Although there's profit, but the margin is low. And then we started talking about the pricing back and forth. Then at the point where she now like, okay, no problem. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you. At that level, I know that. See, once I hear get back to you, two things are involved. Number one is either the person is finding a way to run away from you. Maybe he feels he has another option. Or number two, he doesn't even trust you. Or he doesn't want to continue the conversation. And immediately she said, I'll get back to you. And I said, okay, fine. I understand the fact that you want to get back to me, but can I ask you a question? He said, yes, go ahead. Is there anything that is truly stopping you from moving ahead with this transaction? And she now said, the truth is the price. The moment she said is the price, and I said, okay, fine. Since the price is the issue, I want to give you an offer, and I want to help you fulfill your desire to own a property so that both of us can get ahead. Let's make it fly. If you can make payment within the next 24 hours, the next day, alert drop. Of course, what I would have made if I had sold it that price is not exactly what I made. But let me also tell you something. There is what we call pre-sale, sale, and post-sale. If all you think about is just sale, you will not be a good salesman. You must think about the pre-sale, the sales action itself, and post-sale. And one of the benefits of post-sale is that if you buy from me, you can refer me. It's hard for you to see somebody else to refer you to something that he has not bought. So the reason why I let it scale, I had to think that, okay, if this girl buy, it's possible that even though I'm not making profit from her, it's possible she will refer me and that person is the one I'll make the profit from. It's still a win-win. Are you getting that? So sometimes you can let some things go because of what is coming after that thing. And that is why I always say, some people don't think like that. They always want that thing, that one way. They say, now, the one way they belle, now waiting there your belle, now be your own. That's a foolish mindset. Foolish mindset. Are you getting the point? So, these are conversations, and like I said, the training for the Realtors group or Finishon Realtors group is going to be intense. Because the goal is, one, to raise salespeople that should be able to earn at least 1 million naira monthly. That's the benchmark. So we are going to keep monitoring, keep training, keep monitoring, keep training. So once we hit that mark, at least we'll know that we've achieved some level of success that we can take it to the next level, right? So any questions?
Sir, yes, my question is the training period is going to be on working days or weekends. So some of us have some people.
Okay. Training period. If we are going to do Saturday, the challenge about Saturday is most of my Saturdays I also have events. So that means it will not be consistent. But what do we think? Okay, I don't even want to talk to everybody. If you know you are joining the sales team, how many of us, is anybody making payment today? Whichever package, okay.
What about those of us that have already...
Yes, you're already part of it now. You're already part of it. So now let's, we'll close. Those persons that are part of the sales team, you wait. We'll have other conversations that we're going to have. So the conversation is around when do you think is the best time to have a meeting? When do you think, if it's weekday, month, whatever. So we'll just agree within ourselves. Then we'll create a structure around it. Some persons are probably going to be accountable to other people. We can want something that can work. I don't just want something that will just, because this is a new project. Of course, I've been trying to raise some sales people, but I want to take it to another level. So that's why we'll make it more intentional. Right. So any question generally before we wrap up? Okay, please, there's a flyer, the YMC flyer today. Which of the flyers are you sharing? No. The sponsorship should be based on demand. How many of you want to do sponsorship for your business? Share it based on demand. Is the other one that can go around. So the other one is, you can just write, if you are interested in becoming a part of it, you can write your name, your phone number, and then an amount. Where's the other one? Where's the other flyer? Okay, yes. So if you are interested in becoming a part of it, no matter how small, even if it's 5K, shall just be a part of it. Please, if what I'm doing is important to you, and what I'm doing for you for free, please, let's extend this thing to more people. Be a blessing to more people, right? It's costing us a lot to do all of this, but be a blessing to more people. So you can just write your name, your phone number, and the amount you want to assist with. Like I said, as little as 5,000 we appreciate it. If you can do 100,000, God can just touch you and say, I want to sponsor the event. No problem. We'll give you the full budget and we'll send you an account number. So please, you can write something out and share it or give it back to the ushers. Then if you are making payment now, fine. If you are not, then we'll do a follow-up on you on when you would make the payment. Please, how many of you that think you were able to join us to support, no matter how small? Please, if you are here, you can support. Or just one person. Peter Exchange, I know you will support us. So. Okay, the sponsorship. Okay, good. What about us here? Hello? No, I'm not saying you should do pay now. I'm just saying if you are interested in sponsoring at all, at least the meeting is on the 12th of April. Is that? 12th of April, yes. In Uniben. So you can just fill the form. If you know you are not sponsoring, please, you can return the form. Because at least if you are not giving me money, don't still waste my money that I use in printing. I'm a salesman. I don't waste anything. So if you are not interested, it's not by force. If you are not interested, please call the ushers or while you are leaving, you can just drop the form there. At least let me save the flyer for other people that would give. But I really implore you to be a part of it. No matter how small, be a part of it. Thank you.
First off, I want to say a very big thank you to the organizer of this program, the person of Mr. Caleb. And in the course of the training, one thing I am holding and taking home is the fact that building a cash flow. Building cash flow is something of key, of great value. Most people really don't know what building cash flow is all about. In the course of the training, we were able to learn how to build a successful cash flow such that it can take care of your lifestyle, where you build assets and building assets lead to a good cash flow. If you will not be able to build assets if you don't know how to generate cash. And these are all of the things we were able to learn in the course of the service training, and I'm really grateful for it. Thank you.
It was really a great experience coming here. There was really a lot of questions in my mind about real estate and how to start, how to go about it. I'm into business already, but I was just kind of thinking how to go into real estate. And coming here today, I was able to get the necessary information, at least to start and moving forward. So I really want to give a shout out and appreciation to our tutor and person of Master Caleb for doing a great work here. And I know it has really helped me, and I know it's going to be impactful for me moving forward.